Egypt's military troops are now unmatched in the known world, but the new pharaoh, Kazakimwe of the
Alright, cool, no problem. And anything, you said the distance running?
Yeah, because at a certain point, I just think some of that stuff, and I'm just shocked that people actually give a shit. Like, it's almost weird that these guys are just so hung up on some of that stuff. I mean, even the reverse benches at this point, too, but it's like, just leave it in for the fuck of it, because I gave an answer. But it's like, I feel like I've had to answer that one so many times over the past 5 years with the same answer, that it's just, people just don't, either they get it or they don't. Like, I don't even think you realized you were like your squat. I'm like, I don't know if that's not what my squat was back then.
Uh-huh.
When I was on all the gear and with 20 pounds more muscle, I didn't have a 500 squat.
Alright.
Like, maybe an 8 rep max, but not a 1 rep max 500 squat back then.
Oh, I see.
You better go and look at my size.
Mm-hmm.
In some of the older pictures, and I was only legitimate anabolics. So, no, I didn't squat 500.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, I mean, you've got to put that in perspective. I mean, contrary to some myths, steroids do make you bigger and stronger.
Yeah, no.
I don't realize that. They actually do, especially when you lift heavy weights. So, I mean, so the whole point of some of that is it just gets ridiculous, because at a certain point, people are digging into ancient history. And I look at it, some of the people asking questions about things I said before they reached puberty. Or in some cases, before they were born.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just like, I'm a 40-something-year-old man. I mean, I just really don't give a shit about things going back to a certain point.
Yeah.
I just really don't. You know, if you want to dig up something I said that may or may not have even said, you know, sometimes you're one of my bros who wrote something 18 years ago in the forum, I just look at that and go, dude, you weren't even, some of these guys are asking, like, you weren't even born, like, like, seriously? Are you being serious, something I may or may not have trolled and wrote on a forum before you were born?
Right.
Like, that's just weird, it's insane that you even care. It's like, because it's almost with me, it's like, I don't want to have to read this and certain stuff I've covered in videos before where I stand for shit, because it's just ancient history sometimes. But I know I have a video library. At a certain point, it's like people have to be kind. You know, if people want to slam me for my current stance. Slam me for a stance I had a year ago. You know, if I corrected myself, and see, did I correct myself? Did I say something dumb 5 years ago, then correct it 4 years ago?
Right.
Or change it based on new scientific data? You know, just people get caught up in stuff that doesn't matter. It just doesn't fucking matter.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I can understand if they had some skin in the game. I mean, fine, like if whatever that one guy, what's his name again, that tribe guy, if he's making $1,000 a month talking about, okay, more power to him.
Right.
He's got a skin in the game.
Egypt's military troops are now unmatched in the known world, but the new pharaoh, Kazakimwe of the Second Dynasty, now also demands a powerful navy based at Vedette. Nothing less.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, my drama stuff is a business. My informative, I do that and would probably still do if I wasn't making money, because I enjoy
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's fine. I get it. You have to make money or whatever. And that's like you want, I don't care.
Oh yeah.
But just it just is what it is. I mean, this is the entertainment industry to some extent. So people are going to entertain and they're going to trash talk and say things about other people. They're going to make money. I do it. I mean, I probably make $25,000 a year just talking shit.
Mm-hmm. No,
You know, of course, there's other people that can make $20,000 off me talking shit a year that make more power to them.
I mean,
It's just that I just don't feel like looking at it in my own comments.
right.
So I just ban people. Because, like I said, I don't give a fuck what they're saying. Keep it on their channel. They don't talk about me on their channel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. And that's my perspective. Just like with your stuff, you said, hey, you're not sure whatever stance. He's like, I haven't seen this people on your videos yet. I have no idea what you said. I really haven't.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, I'm talking to you. Say whatever
Sorry.
you need to say, and that is what it is. I don't care what you say in a video. Unless it becomes something that's a major problem for me, and I say something really stupid, like, you know, we got gay sex or something.
Oh no, we were not having gay sex. No.
Because, you know, that's, yeah.
I like 4-inch dicks and up, man.
Yeah. But, you know, barring something that level of stupid, the shit what you say in a video.
Right.
And then once it's something that you don't take outreach, then I can either make money off of or choose someone who's just giving horrifically bad advice.
Uh-huh.
And I might need to go correct their advice. And I might do something the fuck way. And there are times when I've got to correct myself. There are times when I look back and say, damn, I really got this wrong. And I've had to correct myself. And I've done it a few times. Because we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're all biased. We all have our perspectives. We're going to get stuff wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's normal. Welcome to being human. So, you know, we address it and do the best we can to address it. I mean, I definitely got data wrong in videos.
Yeah.
And I guess some stuff needed to be addressed, like the one thing I explained, like people talking about a judge seeing someone and making assumptions. Like, judges, that's not how it works. I don't know why anyone thinks that. They didn't do research. But when you get into your law enforcement, you'll find out that's not a judge doesn't think that determination. That's standard procedure if you are arrested.
Yeah.
You know, that happens to everybody. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, even if you finish high school and you get arrested for DWI, even if you're innocent, right, you have to go before the court, you're going to have to prove that you have at least whatever level of education before they will let you release you.
Right.
That's standard procedure. It's not because a judge said, man, those are fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, I feel you on
And
that.
that's how stupid people are, that they actually would run with something like that and think that anyone who spoke to me would listen to my ability to articulate and use English and assume that I have less than a 6th grade level of education, or that I'm mentally retarded. I mean, how absurd would that be? I wouldn't even have the basic vocabulary that I have in a regular conversation. It wouldn't even be possible. So, I mean, for someone to even think that, it just shows how actually unintelligent they are.
Yeah, no, I mean,
They could even reach such a conclusion.
I just don't understand how far these freaking trolls take it, man.
Well, what you need to understand is that based upon my observation and based upon the law enforcement of that other people, whatever what they're doing, you're not dealing with normal people. What you need to understand is that those guys are not just normal trolls who are having fun with the internet. They are clinically mentally ill. They're legitimately mentally ill people. And I'm not saying that to make fun of them. I'm not saying that just being a dickhead. I'm saying it should be quite obvious at a certain threshold that you're dealing with people with various pathologies. And that's not going to be, we can't joke and say autism, but that wouldn't actually be true. You know, you're dealing with a multitude of different pathologies, and that's actually common. There's actually been studies looking into that in the last few years when you're dealing with the cyber stalking rates. That is people with certain different sets of abnormal psychology who band together and they group thing, and they dehumanize their person and they create a strong man of the individual and they dehumanize them. That's normal. They convince themselves in circular logic that person is more evil than they were. And that it's this great moral crusade that they're on, and for some of them, if they're psychopaths, it gives them a morally justifiable reason to enrich their psychopathology. So it's actually a really sick thing. It's not just because it's aimed at me, if it was aimed at anybody. And yes, there have been cases of these cyber stalking physically murdering the person. So that's why, because I know that, because I've researched it, and I've seen it, and I've talked to this guy, but I know someone who did some of their doctoral work into it, who's in one of Kiril. That's who I know we talked about it. That does happen. So when I look at that, I would just say, fuck it, those people just need to die because they're going to hurt somebody later who doesn't have the ability to defend themselves. I mean, not joking or bolstering or putting internet bravado on, I would reasonably have motherfucker. I do have some fighting skill. Like I said, I grew up as a white kid in Brooklyn Acres. If I didn't know how to fight, I would have got my ass beat on a daily basis. Every single fucking day. That's just reality. And then that's just simple reality, especially when you're dealing with other experiences. To fight one of this family, you have to fight this whole family. Because they're very family oriented. They don't put up with that shit. You beat my cousin's ass, so I'm going to come beat your ass. You're going to feel the self-defense. You're going to learn how to fight. Then they all like kind of a weird dynamic. Let's just want all of them, the whole family, and they're just like, cool, like, you know, that's just a big difference. But that's, you know, the situation there. I mean, I'm a pretty strong guy. I do know how to fight. I have a shitload of guns. By no means would I be a pussy if anyone's definition of which I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
So, having this whole idea that they would confront me is fucking stupid. And anyone who's delusional enough to do that means that they're also dangerous enough to go confront their next person who could be a 15-year-old girl.
Ooh, yeah.
So, you know, because they will move on to something else. Eventually. So, these are people who either need to be locked up or just get a whole bunch out.
Well, to be fair, I used to be attracted to a 15-year-old girl. I used to actually be attracted to a 15-year-old girl. It was back in like the 10th grade, man, my sophomore year of high school. She was so hot, dude. I don't think I like her anymore, though. But, you know, I wouldn't actually pursue her now. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Some of these guys are older. Like, one of them is like 36. So, it is actually excessive everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a pretty wide range of people in this group. So, you know, my people with that, so when I said God, would totally give them up. Because it would make the world a better place. I would actually do people a favor. And there's people enough to do it, I've already told them to, so I've got a pretty good defense case of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, then I'll actually make this and make a lot of money off it. So, I mean, for them to just not understand.
Alright, he's muted, guys. I'm about to ask him these questions. And then we're going to see the in-person interview.
They don't understand that I do that in Texas. It's going to just
Ramble on, dude. Most of you fitness queers are old anyway, so you should probably know that song. Ramble on.
So, again, I'm
Yeah.
together. Like, I actually have nothing to lose and everything to gain just like that.
I mean, I've seen your income, man. I mean, you do make things.
Right. And these people have created this trauma where they really think I'm or even thought that I reached off of Brittany's grandmother when I actually paid her, and it was all a short-term thing that we had to transition home. And I mean, to put it in perspective, I mean, I want people to realize that I've lived where I lived now for 2 years. It just took 20 that long to find me.
Well, let me ask you this. So, what's up with the What was up with the ASMR Cardio Gamer channel?
Oh, okay, what do you mean what was up with it? I thought it was something scary.
Like, I mean, it was just your, you made the channel, but like, I don't know, just why'd you take it down? Is what I'm asking, I guess.
Oh, I took it down just because it got annoying when I realized I was making money off of it. All I was pretty much doing, because I was already doing all that idea,
Mm-hmm.
and it was something I was doing for our strategy for the while. I get bored doing cardio. It's boring as fuck to do those cardio. So I was just playing wild, casually getting it taught.
Yeah.
Just to do something and to have something to do, and I figured I'd upload it just in case. You never know.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Weird shit. You never know what's gonna hit on the internet.
Uh
And I
huh.
already had all this stuff to do. It cost me money.
Yeah.
And I was gonna sit there and do something useful like that. I'm like,
No, that's not bad.
video game. And so why not?
Yeah, fuck it. But
I had nothing towards others.
yeah.
And it was funny when I thought of initially, as I was doing it,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that my weird ass trolls were so obsessed, and that if I did that long enough to put up 100 or 200 hours just randomly while running my bike in the game,
Yeah.
that those crazy fuckers would probably waste 200 hours of their life sitting there listening to it. And to me, that was the biggest joke of it, was that it was eventually discovered. They would actually go through the trouble to do that and waste that many hours of their life.
Yeah, I feel you.
To me, that was hilarious at the time. I remember thinking that was maybe part of the strategy, but eventually they would do that, and then maybe I'd get lucky and they'd get monetized, that makes an extra money on the side. So that was my strategy. I don't think that's another reasonable strategy. And the thing is that it turned into a big joke because I'm doing it because I knew one or two of these guys would be crazy enough to listen to all of it, and they were going to have to listen to me ramble for hours and get up to take piss breaks and everything, and they would probably do it.
Jason, you are a fucking.
To me, that was the most funny. To me, that was one of my best trolling things because I knew one or two of these guys were stupid and crazy enough to do it. And that it would be beautiful because I would waste hundreds of hours in their life.
Yeah, dude, Joe.
Looking for something to burst into. Anything.
Yeah.
And
Dude.
so, in all honesty, that is the ultimate troll on these guys.
That's crazy, dude. It makes them look like bums. It makes them look like bums, man. Because you're spending hundreds of hours playing WoW, but these bums are watching you play WoW. I mean, dude.
Well, I did cardio. I could have just advertising while I did cardio.
How could you be such a bum to waste hundreds of hours on something like that, man?
Yeah. And by that same token, the hilarious part is like now people just mean the restaurants for what I made. And when I said I only started making that much somewhat recently, it doesn't mean I wasn't making 30 grand a year. I was making 30 grand a year.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. I mean, so.
Alright, it's muted. He's actually legit about his income, but I'm not gonna say exactly what it is because we don't want to get too personal here, guys.
So those 10-minute videos make you more money per view.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't make totally stuff like $2 or $3 per thousand views. I'm not like down at that level. Now with 10-minute videos and a verified channel.
All right.
Like it's $5, $6, $7, $8 per thousand views. So, and that doesn't random, but that's normal for me. But the point is, they go on about what a loser I am, but I'm like, I'm doing something I enjoy. It's made me semi-famous because, I mean, I don't get harassed in real life. It's only the stalkers who do.
Yeah.
If I go walk into a gym right now, someone's going to come up and ask for a picture. I walk into any gym. Anywhere, and somebody will come over and ask me if it's me, and they like what I do, or get me get a picture. Yeah.
Right, so they want a picture with him, but he doesn't go out in public. It's a stalker who's gonna go out in public.
So I actually have jokes and stuff in place about it, but I do handle people do that. It's fun. Good. Because it happens so many times. I mean, it's probably happened to me 100 times. So there's a degree of fame. My money is good. I do something I enjoy that either helps people or entertains people. In some cases, both, depending on where the take from it.
Yeah.
So it's like the people will freak out to when I make you a loser. It's like, does it? If they're doing a job they need to do because you take something they don't like, they don't really have room to call me a loser.
Yeah.
I mean, now, if they love their job and they love money, that's different. Because I actually enjoy what I do.
Yeah, for sure.
The training gives me a degree of freedom. I make my own schedule. I cover topics that I really enjoy and am passionate about.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this though. Were you a male model?
How do I do this?
I mean,
did some modeling stuff.
I mean, did you get paid to be a model?
Okay, because we're getting into what do we define as a model.
All right. Did some brand? Did you
Model, or did I do some photo shoots and things, and then I realized these people were fucking creeps and shit?
photo shoots, whatever?
Yeah, I did some, and I realized that whole scene is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally did. But you know, just like all these chicks who are models, is it mean anything? Is it like technically they are models? I know tons of models.
Yeah.
Tons of them. My Facebook group of chicks who are models, and I'm going to talk to them. Some of them aren't that pretty.
All right.
They've done 5 or 6 photo shoots. But the point is, we go back to that point of, why does it matter? Other than to say I did do some of it one time, and I realized how routine it is. Fuck that entire season.
Okay, guys, at his apartments. Yeah, right there. I mean, I don't know because what I wanted to do was test out the weight to see if it was real. I believe it's real, but I mean, I just kind of want to get a lift, or get a red band.
And then what I would say is, I mean, if I'm falling hard enough to destroy $3,000 worth of broken plates,
Yeah. All right, so.
but when I go do meets again, then we'll all be notified anyway. So we need to ask about plates, because it's not like I'm not going to compete again. We'll be realistic here. I'm not going to try to with judges and calibrated plates that are certified and all that. I actually enjoy doing that. So,
Yeah, you want to sit down over there or what? All right. Is it okay if I
harness on him. He goes high strung out here.
I feel you. Is it okay if I tell him to be quiet? Dogs just like trigger my retardation.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll run to this. I'll bring him out. I'll put him in his harness for apartment.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I was just kidding, but alright. Alright. That's all good. That is the Jason Blaha, guys. I'm so sleepy, man. I've been awake since 6 o'clock for no reason. We didn't even have football this morning, but my clock's just all fucked. Yeah. But, yeah. Very sleepy, but let's get on with this interview, huh? Oh my gosh, there's Nova. Is that a lab or what? Yeah, I got a lab too at home. Oh shit!
It's okay, Nova.
Whoa!
Nova, come here. Come here. Come on. Sit. Sit. Sit.
This is a responsible dog owner, guys.
He's gonna be so hyped. He's like, I'm on camera.
Yeah.
He's like, he knows when the camera's on. He's watching. Alright, so as soon as he's calm here,
It's all good.
interview.
All right, I'm gonna have to ask you the tough questions, man.
The tough questions.
The tough questions. All right. So, first of all, My friend Ryder wants a shout out. Can you just say hi, Ryder, or some shit? All right. Do you know do you know about the channel Fight Time Parade, the Eastern European guy? He made a lot of videos about you. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I don't actually watch them. Like, you would ask me, hey, you know the video I made about you? I still haven't seen it.
I got you.
You know, because there's no money to be made in me talking about people talking about me who don't have an outreach. I'm not going to make any money doing that, so I'm like, and people were like, really? Seriously? So, yeah. I mean, to be honest, my current event videos, I do them for the money. My informative, I enjoy helping people. I like those. I like helping people. I want them to get results. But as far as the current events, I only do those for the money. I literally have no other motivation.
No, I mean, I'm sure.
I mean, or
be
at
upfront
least
about
fighting disinformation. So that's usually my only two motives. So if I talk about Cali Muscle or if I talk about Fight Time Production, I want to get paid for it.
Yeah.
And you want the brutal honesty?
Huh.
I do that for the money. That's it.
Well, I mean, it's your job, man.
It's
So.
my job. And you've seen what I make. So I showed you the department. So yeah, that's my job. So these guys aren't important enough for me to talk about. Now they make money about me, and I appreciate that. You know, I mean, I'm popular enough that if they can make a living talking about me, more power to them, right?
For sure.
I mean, you get this monetized this interview, you're probably gonna make more money off of it.
Yeah,
And there
probably.
you go, you know, everybody wins.
Yeah.
People are entertained, they make money. But back to the point, what were you gonna ask me about it? I actually haven't watched it.
Fight Time Pro. Well, he just wanted me to know. Wanted me to ask you if you knew him.
No. I've seen him in my feed. I have definitely seen him in my feed, but I actually I don't know his voice or anything like that. If you were
Gotcha.
here right now, I wouldn't know this one. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go down these lists of questions right here. So, was Body by Finiplex you?
Was it? It was me and two of my other friends all logging in.
And who were those friends?
I'm not going to get into all the parts of what I'm the police officer now, so he probably wouldn't want that to be known.
HPD?
No, he's not HPD.
What's his first name?
I'm not going to give his first name again. I'm going to give his privacy. But, so no, all of those posts are not me. And if you were to ask me right now, what did I post there, I wouldn't be able to remember.
Well, I'm sure it was
I mean,
years
look
ago.
at the dates on it. It's like I would ask you, do you remember what you posted on somewhere on the road 15 years ago?
Yeah, we posted some crazy, like, weird shit,
I don't
man.
know if I can remember. And not all of it was me, so it's like if you were to go back and ask me, did I make this post or did someone else? I'd be like, I don't fucking know. I might have. It's crazy. So, you know, I mean, so the people who are reading it are more up to date on it than I am. I don't actually know what all of it says. I really don't. I would actually have to go read it again to even know.
I got you.
So, I mean, 'cause that's ancient history.
I know, but it comes back in the ass, man. It comes back in the
It is what
ass.
it is. The internet wasn't the same as it is today. People know that today. Back then, no one actually thought of that stuff. So we just trolled and trolled, and everybody had a good shit. And no one actually ever thought about it back then that way. And, I'm someone who's an example to say, hey, you know, that is the reality of it. But the fact is, if you were to ask me, did you write this 17 years ago? I don't fucking know. Maybe. I could have as possible. But I don't necessarily remember. I know I trolled there a lot. Yeah.
All right, and another thing people want to know is, like, do you have two teeth? Let's see it.
My teeth are really fucking There's a demo there.
Let's see a smile one more time.
So I'm probably eventually going to get the rest of them just pulled.
Yeah.
That'll probably cost me about 9 or 10 grand. I
Jesus.
think in the long term it'll be worth it.
Probably.
Do it in another years. Especially since I'm on camera all the time, I'm just going to have all implants done.
Yeah, they get on your ass about that a
I
lot.
had a friend who did that. She got it done because her teeth were really fucked up due to an issue while she was in the womb. And in her 30s, she got everything pulled and implants done, and it was actually really, really, really awesome when it was finished. So I'll probably look into doing that eventually.
All right. And it says here you have 2 black belts, but I don't think you got black belts, do you?
I do have a martial arts background. I'm not a black belt. I took martial arts growing up as a kid, and today it doesn't matter because I'm strapped all the time. Like, if someone wants to come pick a fight, I'm just going to punch the shooter. Like, why am I going to risk hitting somebody and catching their contagious diseases from whatever weird gay shit these bodybuilders are into? I could just shoot them. Right, fuck them.
Oh,
But yeah, I took karate and taekwondo growing up. I was never amazing at it, but I know how to fight.
Okay.
I have some training, but no, I'm not good enough to go jump in a cage match. I'd get my ass whooped by a real MMA fighter. Of course I would.
So why'd you say you had 2 black belts then?
Why not? It's the internet.
Championship target shooter that can score headshots at 1,000 yards.
Did I say headshots at 1,000? I
Let's
don't
see.
remember saying that. Have I ever shot a 1,000-yard match? Yes. But headshots at 1,000 without flags? I don't know. That's a stretch, man.
Hold on, let's see. Being a nice guy.
But did you see the clip of me shooting the other day that I put up?
I did.
Okay, so would you say that I'm above average shooting with a handgun?
I don't know about all that.
Ask anyone who shoots to go watch that clip and say, am I above average with a handgun? Could I shoot circles around the average police officer walking down the street?
I don't know.
Ask anybody who shoots, go watch that clip and come back and I'm a pretty good shot. And I mean, that's back to that other point. I think my first wife in an interview admitted she saw all my grandfather's trophies. Everyone's pulled my whole family background. They know I have a first cousin from the same grandfather who's a sniper right now in the army. Right now, at this time, presently, and has been for over a decade. Same grandfather. We were all taught by the same guy how to shoot. People post up sub-MOA rifles. They've seen me build AR-15s on camera. Like ammo. It's not an unreasonable assumption to assume that I'm an above average. Does that make me the best in the world? Can I compete with Chris Kyle? No. But could I probably outshoot the average guy? Yeah. And I mean, there's enough evidence to show that. And it's not unreasonable.
So you can hit targets at 1,000 yards. It didn't say headshots here. Yeah.
No. When I'm in practice, if I'm going to the and the 12 weeks that I'd be hitting on paper 1,000 yards. Yes.
All right.
Could I do it in this weather today? Probably not.
All right. And then, okay, so you said the mercenary shit was trolling, that Brittany put you up to it.
Right. And I actually already did an apology video to anyone who's offended by it. So, I'm going to apologize again.
I mean, I don't care.
Anyone who's offended by that, I apologize. This is 2019. I apologized in 2018. I took the videos down, over 3 years ago? I mean, it's worse for we that live in this far in the past on the internet.
I mean, fair enough, but you said Brittany put you up to it last time I was here.
Yeah, she did. And then I don't want to get going into my private life. And then the fact of the matter is she's out of my life. I apologized for them already. I gave a legitimate, sincere apology for anyone who was actually offended.
Uh-huh.
And anyone claiming stolen valor, there was never any mention of military in there. That was never said. So, and I still apologize for it. I think that's the least I can do is give any veterans who are legitimately offended by it. Because I said I lied about being a hitman and did it later with a joke and a troll and a tactic, and I apologize.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I meant before when I said the trolling, it was the case of saying anyone who thought I was serious is a fucking freak. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, anyone who really and truly thought I was being serious is probably borderline. I mean, people thought I actually did it. I mean, let's be realistic here.
I'm making all those threats to people, man, you know, I mean, that's not really...
No, that's not threats. You need to look up the legal term for threat. That is called a conditional statement.
I mean, yeah, okay, if you want to get technical, but...
That is that's
like, people take that as a threat, though.
That's not how it works. If I were to tell someone, hey, if you come up to my front door, you personally, I'll blow your brains out, that is not a threat under the law. The police would tell you, I would recommend you don't go up to his front door. That would be they wouldn't arrest you for a threat. It's not a threat. So, I have been threatened. I've gotten hundreds of legitimate threats. I've gotten threats I've had to call the police over that aren't actually threats. But that's considered to be a conditional statement. Because it's not hey, I'm going to do this to you. If you do this, this is going to be my response. And if it's something that you have the option to do, meaning if it's something unreasonable, well, if you don't take this video down, that would be one thing. But it's another thing if I say, hey, if you come up and you confront me in a way that I feel like you're a threat to me, which would mean someone jumping up screaming the crazy shit from the internet, like just jumping out randomly and screaming it, because of all the realistic threats I got, I am going to take that as a potential threat. So yeah, I'm just going to shoot the motherfucker. Why wouldn't I?
Well, yeah, that's fair enough to say, I guess. If you want to get technical, but what I saw like a screenshot of Lane Norton saying like you would kill his family, like you did say. Jason, it was right there on the.
Yeah, but I didn't.
You said I will take them and burn them or some shit like
No,
that.
he said that.
He didn't say that.
He did say that. Yeah, he totally did. He's the one who said it's the only one who said anything about burning anybody.
And then
I kept copies of his video saying it. I kept them for later evidence. I have ripped copies.
all right, but you did make a death threat to his family. We all saw that on your Facebook.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, are you gonna say you didn't?
Yeah.
You want me to pull it up?
What's that?
You want me to pull it up?
No, I don't want to see it. But the fact is, I didn't. And you know what? My sister has talked to Lane about that in person. She's had a conversation with him about it when he called her, and he seriously needs to drop that silly shit. I mean, that's at the point to where you want to talk about suing people for him having talked to someone else about it. Who knows? If he were to continue to make that statement, that's technically defamation because I didn't, and he knows I didn't. So that's a simple reality. I mean, that's the sort of shit that will get me mad when people start with that, like in person. That's the sort of stuff I'll get pissed at you over because I really didn't, and that's bullshit. And Lane knows better. He knows that, and I tell him the same thing. If he accused me of that in person, I would tell him to go fuck himself.
Okay. And
So,
all right, no,
I think that's fair.
I hear you. And okay, so Brittany posted a photo of supposedly whatever you're taking, so many steroids, whatever it was. What's up with the photo, man? Like, explain it.
I don't know. You tell me.
All right. Well, it showed like I think a bowl with like steroids. I don't. Sounds so dumb saying it. The steroids in it. So, in the place.
Right.
Yeah. So.
What I will tell you is there is no steroids in my place. There are no anabolics in my place right now. There's nothing illegal that doesn't have a prescription actually in my place. And the reason I did that, yeah, you want me to be frank? Let's get some honesty. Did I brew here again at one time here back in Texas? Sure.
In here?
No, not here. No, never here.
Okay.
Prior to that, prior to me moving in here, sure, I did. Was I for a little while making myself a replacement dose of test because it's cheaper than using a doctor? What?
You said it was doctor prescribed though.
What? Because it's cheaper to make your own. It really is. It's way, way cheaper. I'm talking, most people don't know. The stuff you're buying on the street, you guys are paying for. The guy who made it for $7 to $8 a bottle. That's what he made it for in his place. That's what it costs. But I'm at a point now because of all the goofy dug so far into my shit, and they actually, like, they probably dug into you just because you called me at this point, and they've dug into my entire life because trolls called the feds on me. I called the feds on trolls. Other people called the FBI and other people. Like everyone there who was in the U.S. who was a member of that forum has been investigated now by the feds.
Do you have proof of that?
Don't need proof of it. If they get caught for shit later, they done fucked up. When their steroid dealer gets caught because they were stupid enough to talk to him through the same device that they go to those forums on, that's their ass.
Jason, but I just don't believe the FBI is looking at everybody on the FitMisk forum, man. Like, if you have no proof of it, I just can't believe it.
Do you not realize how many people they've harassed?
The FBI? The FitMisk? Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
You understand how many laws this guy's broken?
I believe that, but
You do know I'm not the only person they've harassed, right? You know I'm not the only person who's even talked to the FBI about that.
Who else has?
Other YouTubers who they've harassed. I'm not going to go into who, but it should be obvious. Let's see, if there's any YouTuber who you guys harassed their family, you can be damn sure they went to the feds.
I could just, but they don't talk about no other YouTubers on here, man. They talk about Jerry Ward's on there, but I don't think they harassed him. And they talk about this guy named Mark Stuping or whatever, and
here's the problem they have.
They don't
Because
harass.
some of those people contacted the FBI, trying to file reports against me and other people. They forced them to investigate everybody involved, including me. The feds dug into all my shit. They dug into all my private emails and all my private life and all my shit over all of it. And yeah, they did open a formal investigation. Their counterterrorism department had to open a formal investigation into me because of all the bullshit. So, and that's what people need to understand. They think about this internet stuff. They think it's all a game and it's all fun. But because of that, I'm going to be frank with you. feds are in the middle of my stuff. There's no way I would. So, yeah, fuck no. Fuck no.
So say you got rid of it after Brittany posted the photo, like, but how did she just, I know she didn't pull that photo from online, so it had to be in there, man.
No, it wasn't in there. But she's had some older stuff, and I don't even know what all she put up. But the fact of the matter is, I don't want to go into her personal life, I really don't. You know that she's got her own set of issues.
I believe that, but it's just the photo she posted, though, man. It's not about, I'm not asking, like, you know, what's going on in Moon Cookie's mind. I'm just asking, like, why she posted that photo.
Well,
or like,
when you break up with people and they've gone crazy,
yeah, I know, they have beef on you.
They go crazy.
But she still posted a photo with steroids in it, though.
Well, so what? What's your question? I just told you the answer.
Oh, okay, it's still recording.
And by that same token, I was totally honest with Lane. You know why?
Why?
Because I told him in an email and his lawyers that I would die and go to hell before I gave him or his lawyers a single penny. And I kept my word. That is what I told him. Before he ever took it to court, I said, you can push us as far as you want, but I'm telling you now, I will die and fucking go to hell. That's what I wrote in an email before I gave you or your lawyers a single penny. And I kept my word. I didn't. For the only time I ever went to a court related to this, I made the actual court reimburse my taxi fee. It didn't cost me a penny. And I think that's fair, because I mean, he manipulated that system. He spent a large amount of money to really unfairly and it was totally unfair. That shit that he did would not have flown in the United States. It absolutely would not have flown here. And he knows that. And any reasonable person who looks at it knows that. And again, if someone tried to do that same shit here in an anti-state state like Texas, they would make me a fucking millionaire. They look into the laws. Let's go with Texas law. We can put that meme in there. Texas law, baby.
All right.
So why would I pay him? He has money to waste suing people in 6 figures over bullshit. He doesn't need the money. He's good.
So, but didn't you have to leave the country because of it?
No, I left. And actually, there was no legal Like, I actually have an indefinite leave to remain, and that I can live there anytime I don't want to.
Got you. So,
would you like to see it? It's in my pocket.
Sure, go for it.
So, yes, I still have a valid indefinite. Oh shit, it's not in my pocket. You scratch that part out, pocket.
All right.
You got me lying. It's sitting on my dresser. So I thought I had my wallet with me.
All right, and right here it says.
But that's weird. Like, why does anyone think that forced me to leave the country? Like, no one is deported over a civil suit. He's there on the marriage indefinitely to remain. I have an ex-wife in the UK.
Is it true you turned down an offer by the U.S. Army to be a commissioned officer?
A commissioned officer?
Yep.
No. Did they try to recruit me multiple times and harass the fuck out of my mom? Over and over and over, the recruiters, yes.
All right, so you said you were obese in high school, but how is the Army recruiting an obese guy? Like, going head over heels for him?
Did I say I was in high school?
Or like early 20s, wouldn't that be when they were recruiting you?
You know any high schoolers in their early 20s?
After high school, but...
So you see the contradiction in this story?
Right, but you said you were obese like from that time period, from like end of high school to like the early 20s is what I'm saying.
Is that what I said?
I believe so.
I don't believe that's what I said, but you know.
When did you say you were obese?
I'll take your word for it. No, I lost weight shortly after high school, and I wasn't super fat in high school. I got fat shortly after high school, and then I lost a bunch of weight. The Army was coming there over, number one, again, my shooting. My shooting was fantastic. That was available, could be found at the time. Also, some recruiters had talked to me, and I'd done a sample ASVAB, and because I scored the highest possible score on it, they kept showing up, saying, hey, you know, why don't you come join? You could get these benefits. They were like talking to my mom. They showed up and talked to my mom about it several times. My my dad refused and did not want me joining it. And I don't want to get into all my personal life.
That's fine.
My dad flat told me, no, don't you do it. I don't want this on the military.
All right. So
that was just, and I chose not to do it.
So when did you become a distance runner? You said you were a distance runner at one point?
Yeah.
Like you did marathons and shit?
I did a couple marathons, yeah.
You have medals for it?
Nope. Doing a marathon makes you a distance runner, but it doesn't make you a good distance runner.
But Jason, like, all right, my mom has done a few marathons. She has medals just for finishing, and she's slow as shit. Right. So, where's your medals at?
I don't have any medals. But, I mean, I've done races. I've done some marathons. Was I a good distance runner? No. I mean, you guys know that I compete in other sports. I obviously have an interest in fitness.
Yeah.
To say that I have done a couple low-end marathons, or that I used to run long distance for fun, is to question something that like that. It would be different if I said I loved something. It's just fucking stupid.
Well, right, but the reason why people question it is because you said you were obese and also a distance runner. Like,
very different time periods, and I distance ran. Which again, I don't think that's a big stretch to myself. You got that in it. Distance running and doing running every day will actually make fat muscle. Contrary to popular opinions, like if you're fat and you sit around on your fat ass and you get up and you start running every day for months on end, you will lose fat.
huh.
It's a goddamn miracle. I know, can't explain it. It's almost very calories doing it. So, I mean, that's the sort of stupid shit that people question. I just look and I don't understand. I seriously don't understand the why. I just...
Fair enough.
I mean, I get that people want to question the mercenary thing. I get that. I mean, I totally get that. That's a totally legitimate... Well, you know, fuck you. Until then, I've come back and said, well, it's not true. And I apologize. It's like, okay. At least right. And I can understand people question. That's a totally reasonable thing to question. But to stand around and go, oh, you weren't this marathon or didn't place very well, it's not exactly a grand claim. I clearly lost a bunch of fat at different points.
I feel you.
Somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got you.
And I don't like meth, so I didn't do it using meth. So my options were probably diet and exercise. So I ran.
All right, so back to what... So I don't know if you know, but your boy Copper Top Jay Parker has been on the Fitness Forum.
No, I didn't know all that.
All right, well, he's been on there.
I really don't even want to talk about him.
All right, well, I'm going to put this out there, and you can respond however you want. You can give me a no comment. So Jay Parker has been on Fitmisk and all that, and he's saying how you and Brittany came into his house, like, just like frantic about, you know, some troll stalkers.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
All right.
What he said doesn't matter, and here's why. And I don't need to see all of it, because ultimately what happened, what my ex told me after we broke up, is the same thing that they did with Matt Miller. That cokehead Matt Miller, who I've seen do a gram of coke off a fucking countertop. I watched him do it. Fucking cokehead. See, that's not defamation because I saw it personally.
That's fine.
So, because he was harassed by these trolls, they essentially told him that they would stop harassing him, that he would basically write or read whatever script that they gave him. So therefore, in order to not be harassed, that worked really well on Miller, who knows Parker, by the way. They're friends in real life. They went to high school together. What they did, they're like, we'll leave you alone and we won't harass you if you just read this script or say whatever about him. So then we have it and then you said it. It's my understanding that she told me that because they had harassed him so much at one of his jobs, they had actually gotten him fired from a job, that in order to end the harassment, he agreed to go post whatever he was told to post in exchange for them no longer harassing him. If he would disavow me publicly and say whatever shit that they wanted him to say and spin the story they wanted, they would leave him alone. So, testimony given under duress by people who are tired of being harassed just to get people to leave them alone has no value. So, quite frankly, because I've been told that's part of the story, I don't give a fuck what he said. I don't begrudge him. I figure, you know, if he's that worried, because I know he did lose a job over it, I know his money was tight, I know they really fucked with his life. That if he said whatever he had to say to make them leave him alone so he doesn't get fired again, That's his livelihood. So I really don't give a shit what he said. I don't fucking care. It's under duress. I'm not even going to take it personal, and I quite frankly don't give a fuck what he said.
So you're talking about Matt Miller or Copper Chop here?
Copper Chop. That's Parker.
Okay.
His real name is Parker, right? You know that, right?
Right.
I mean, you guys all know his name and have his phone number. Everyone has all that shit. They put it out there. Yeah. His name is Jack Parker. He's just called Parker. That's what everyone calls him. So it doesn't matter what he said. It was done under duress in exchange for him no longer being harassed. Because they harassed the shit out of him. They harassed the shit out of him. And so therefore, in order to end that harassment, he said whatever he needed to say. I don't have any personal beef with him. I'm willing to just let it lie, let it go, and let it go.
But here's my thing. If you say, you know, all that mercenary shit was just a troll, and then you get, you know,
it doesn't matter what
but it
he
like,
said,
but it
though.
like ruined y'all's life though, man. It made Jay Parker, well, it made that guy lose his job or whatever. Made Jay Parker like under duress and have all
Let's
this
go back to the point about trolling. That's where we come back to the point of saying, because you have done something that everyone around you deserves to be treated a certain way. Like, so it takes the blame. That's a way that people diffuse blame for saying, okay, I don't like what you did, so I'm going to be a bad person in retaliation, and I'm going to harass people and ruin their lives over it, but it's your fault. It's like, no,
Yeah,
you're
no,
still a psycho fuck who's doing it.
I
to people.
feel you on that, but it's the fact that you carried it on. You didn't just stop it as soon as other people were
But I
getting
did stop
harassed.
it. Meaning I didn't, everything was deleted.
Yeah, you deleted it, but then you just got to say, hey, I'm sorry about this. Please leave them alone. But you didn't do that though.
Because I was advised very specifically, and this, anyone, you're going to be a cop, you're talking about it, right?
Yep.
You're interested in law enforcement. They're going to tell you, when you're dealing with people who are dealing with trolls and cyber stalkers, they're going to teach you, just like every cop told me, don't answer their stuff, don't give in to any of their demands. Worst thing you can do. That is what they teach them to tell you. That's what I was advised by law enforcement. That's what I did. Was it the right move? No. If I could change time, if I could go build a time machine and talk to myself, and I don't have that ability, unfortunately, I would be wealthy and powerful beyond my wildest dreams if I did. This wouldn't even be a concern. But if I could build a time machine, I'd go back in time and say, hey, Jason, you probably don't want to make those videos. Or if I could jump to just a few months later, I go, hey, man, you should probably just apologize for those videos now, say it was all a joke, and say you're sorry. 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. If I could, but I can't. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things that's like, hey man, you should have done this, and you know you should have done it. How do you feel about that? Well, I feel that I should, if I had the ability to build a time machine and go back and change it, I totally would. That's how I feel about it.
So at what point did you realize, like, yeah, I better apologize, this shit's getting out of hand?
I apologized after it died down more. I waited until the smoke had mostly cleared to that point to where I didn't want to reinstigate things too bad. I didn't want things to get further out of hand. I let it die down the best that I could. I thought about it a lot. It's something I prayed about. What do I need to do with this situation? Because I did legitimately change my religious beliefs. I prayed about it and said, what do I need to do? I need to actually apologize. And that's why I later did the apology, not just the video trolling. Because I realized, okay, that'd be a good idea. If I've done something wrong, me actually getting up in front of the public in a camera and apologizing, admitting I was wrong, admitting that I apologize to anyone whose feelings I hurt, is a pretty good idea.
Okay.
And I did. And I
That's a good answer.
If you want a real answer on here, hey man, if I offended you guys with the fake mercenary stuff or lying about being a hitman, I apologize, man. It was years ago, a long time ago. I apologize. Doesn't make it right. But, you know, I think in light of the fact that it was years ago, I took it down. If you're still angry at me, just accept my apology. Move on with your life, guys. It's not worth harassing people. It's not worth harassing my neighbors over, or my sister, or my dog. And it's not worth going to jail over. Right?
Alright.
My lesson has been learned. I've been taught a proper lesson. I mean, I'd say when the bomb squad closed my street, I got a real good fucking lesson.
So,
Maybe I fucked up.
yeah.
That's usually that point in life when the bomb squad closes your street for an entire night. It's at that moment you usually have an epiphany that says, it got fucked up.
But after the bomb squad shit, you made more well, okay, technically not threats against trolls, but you just said that shit like, come and I'll shoot you. But see, the thing is,
I'll kill the fuck out of them.
I mean,
without hesitation, and the feds have me on record saying that. So it's not like they're not stuff in court. I've actually said that to an FBI agent while being recorded. So they know that. It's not like I need to go any further with. They know it. That's going to be played in front of the court later if it happens.
But why
to be like, yeah, he told us he'd do it.
Why at that moment though didn't you just say, hey, this is getting out of hand, I was just trolling, I'm sorry? You wish you could have gone back, is that the answer? You wish you could have just gone back in time?
No, as far as those guys, the trolls,
yeah.
no, I fucking killed the fuck out of them. They showed up.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I? Those people are people
guys.
who don't need to be, those are people who don't need to be free on the street. People who would harass people to that degree and then go confront someone in person. I mean, that's someone I hope they deal with someone like me who can just put down a sick dog rather than they go get someone who can't defend themselves, because they're going to hurt somebody eventually. I would rather it be me to just go ahead and put them down before they go pick on some innocent little 16-year-old girl who's going to be their next victim, or before they go harass Jason Genova who can't defend himself as well. So I would rather me just put them down for the greater good. Fuck them, right? And I think that's fair. I mean, that's the sort of people you're going to have to arrest one day if you go into law enforcement. You have to arrest pieces of shit like that. Get ready for it. When you rather somebody just put them down, fuck them.
Shit, man.
So, the world would be a better place.
All right, well, we're going to do our little halftime show. I want you to measure your arms on camera. I have a tape measure.
Arm on camera? Well, I don't even got a
I can hold.
You hold that one. You got the Actually, I have no clue where it is.
All right, well, shit.
I don't even have a pump or anything. See if this bike works with the tail.
Rows or curls?
Oh man, we're coming up real fucking short. Damn, I thought they'd be bigger than that. I'm only 16 inches.
Pull that shit tighter.
It is tight. There you go. Is that, are we all the way around?
I think I'm gonna try to hold it.
Here, you get it all the way. You get it at the best point, because I can't see if I got the angle right.
Yeah, 16 inches.
16 inches. Yeah. Oh well. You know what? I guess I'm not going to make it as a pro bodybuilder.
Huh.
I better stick to powerlifting. Or I better find a bottle of Simcoe like Boston Boy.
Oh my. So they say you got a gimp arm on the left side.
Yeah, I did. You want to see the scar?
Yeah.
Right. Get that scar, man.
Is that for, so, did you ever inject synthol into your shit?
No, I didn't inject Simcoe.
See
Did I
that
inject
picture?
testosterone in there? Yes.
So that picture of you in the early 20s, man, those triceps were popping. Like, that looks hella oily, man.
It's also shitty cameras and everything else. So. Yeah, I didn't do Simcoe. Did I ever do really small injections of test into my arms? Yeah. Was it 3 cc's? No. But, I mean, we get into that debate. What's the difference between test and Simcoe? Some guys tells you, well, I never shot Simcoe, but I shot test in there. Well, it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? I mean, it's not Simcoe, but the effect can be the same if the volume's in it.
Alright,
So, in retrospect, though, I mean, I think it's a waste of camera. It really is.
so you claimed a 500-pound reverse grip bench press bouncing. Like,
Bouncing shitty wouldn't be meat legal. My legit, okay, let's go. What was the best legit pause bench I ever hit that I would count as a bench press? 425. Now, before people say that's unbelievable, you guys have seen pictures where I have more muscle than I've had at any point while on YouTube. Does that matter?
Yeah.
As a general rule, when people use more steroids and they have more muscle, are they usually a bit stronger? Most of the time, not always. Not always. All right, people have seen me legit pause bench like 340. You guys have seen me do 335 close grip multiple days in a row, pause bench with calibrated plates. I've done in different things on camera, 340 or more, paused. So if I were to throw another gram of gear onto that and have 20 pounds more muscle, and there are pictures out there that I think it's fair that I have 20 pounds more muscle than I've ever had while on YouTube.
All right.
Can 20 pounds of extra muscle add, how much is the difference we're talking about? 80 pounds, 60 pounds, something like that, difference on your bench? I don't think that's unbelievable. Now, I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that's unbelievable, but can I prove it absolutely as a fact? No, I cannot. So, I'm not really going to worry about it a lot. I would rather worry about what I do moving forward and meets going forward.
All right.
People know they've seen me bench, 340-ish pause, close grip.
Yeah.
Guys have seen me squat, 508? I've squatted 508 on camera with no wraps, no sleeves. As an older man.
Well, you didn't reverse grip bench press when you squatted, though.
No, of course not.
So that was a lie, then. Yeah?
No, it wasn't a lie. No, it was, but again, we're coming back to bro lifts in the gym. Which spot is helping you? Arching, bouncing off your chest, ass coming off the bench, and all you bro spotters.
Yeah, I feel you, but so, I got like a.
The point is, let's go back in time. I've acknowledged years ago that was it's a bullshit lift. That it's a bro lift in the gym. I'm not counting that as legit. If someone were to do that in front of me on camera, what I did and claim a 500-pound bench, I'd laugh at them. So when I'm telling you that, I don't count that bench. And so that's why I quit saying that years ago, because I looked at it and said, okay, it's just being stupid, because it was nowhere near a legit lift. It wouldn't count by any reasonable person's metric. So I'm not even going to mention it again. So it's other people who want to bring it up from God, how many years ago was that? Did we even know, 4 or 5?
I have no clue, but it's just the fact, like, I just can't fathom that you hold, like, in a reverse grip on the bench, that you hold your squat max, like, just hold it up like that. I just don't believe that, man. Like,
well, here's what I would say: go do some rack lock. You'll actually see what you can do with a couple weeks of rack lock. That's what you can reverse hold on to. Test that for yourself.
Yeah, but then the fact that you bring it down and bounce, like, just because you say I can't bench 405 for shit.
Okay.
But I can't just bounce. I can't bounce 405 off my chest and do it. Like, I can't lock it out. You still have to have strength for that. And I don't think you had the strength for 500 pounds to go reverse down on your chest and go.
I'm surprised how much people can get with a bounce. I'm not going to name any names. I don't want to call anyone out. There are people out there who we've seen some ridiculous bounce benches. Some smaller YouTube channels. I don't want to insult anybody, but I like them as people. But you know who I'm talking about. Come on. You know there are dudes getting 50, 60, 70 pounds out of a bounce or more.
I don't really go on the computer like that, man.
If you'll turn the phone off, I'll tell you. I just don't want that. I don't want to be a dick. All right. I really don't. It's not important text, so I'll deal with it later. So I'm doing a little interview and I'll get back with him. So.
Shit, man. All right. So I got a few more questions.
All right, man.
So that mugshot going around, that's for real, right? Not mugshot from '99.
Actually, that's one of those things I do not ever want to discuss in any shape, form, or fashion.
All right, I'm just gonna.
And I've got my own reasons for that.
That's
one
cool.
of those topics I'll never discuss. I mean, you're free to ask, but you're just going to get a stone face from me.
That's fine. Well, I'm just gonna ask.
No comment.
Okay. So look, you claimed at one point a 147 IQ. Like, I know you're not a dumbass, and
I honestly didn't make that up. That is actually what I was told after taking a Stanford Binet growing up. That is what I was told.
All right, 147 IQ. But I'm just saying, with the mugshot, you can say whatever you want to. With the mugshot, the judge said you had a 6th grade education. You had the level of a 6th grade up here.
Let's go back over here. You're going to study to be a police officer. I'm going to teach you something you're going to learn. So then you can come back to me in a couple years and be like, God damn, he was right. Okay, whoever that person was is irrelevant. You do know that every person arrested in the state of Texas, that is done to. When you go before a jury, before the judge even meets you, the judge makes that. The judge has never met a person. That is what they do. So just so that we're clear, that's standard procedure. You have to prove that you're educated or intelligent enough to stand trial. Now, I think if push comes to shove, what year was that supposedly in?
99.
99. I bet you I could pull college transcripts of my own showing a honors, being on a dean's list and being honor society at a university somewhere. So I already had a high school diploma.
All right.
I actually graduated high school, not a GED.
No, I believe you went to Cy Falls, right?
I graduated Cy Falls.
Do you have a picture of you from high school that you can show everybody?
Man, I don't have any. Sorry, I really don't. I don't know if they've got me in the yearbook. They might be able to find me in one of the yearbooks somewhere.
Were you like?
If people want to do, because they're going to dig into it. You guys know I went to Farmington for 3 years, also in New Mexico. And
you just graduated from Cy Falls?
When I was 17, my dad got offered a really good business offer to come back to Texas. He got offered $80 money to come back to Texas. So he uprooted us, which sucked because I had to come back for a whole year of high school.
Yeah.
At 17, I had to come back and take all this Texas history again. Because they're like, oh, you got to have Texas history to graduate. So I ended up having to take extra classes to catch up for the other stuff because we changed states again. It sucked until I graduated. But I graduated on time. I had to take extra classes because of
You just didn't have off campus and shit like that?
I just stayed right in school every day, and I had to take an extra class. And so it kind of sucked. I had to take extra classes so that I could graduate on time because of the state transfer. But so people could go look and see. I don't know. They might find a yearbook for me in Farmington. I was there for 3 years, and then I did a whole year. My whole senior year was at Cy Falls, and there might be yearbook photos. I don't know if there are. I don't have any. It's possible. I'm sure if they're out there, since people now know which schools I went to, Farmington High in New Mexico, and then I spent 1 year at Cy Falls in Cypress, Texas. People were through the yearbooks will see now.
So
I was the same handsome dude that I am now, so I'm a 10 out of 10.
Gee. so like
Scoring X strippers everywhere, baby.
Yeah. So all right. So you went to Woodland Acres Middle School in Galena Park, right?
I did actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
people have really dug into it.
Yeah. Well, that was a comment from a few years back.
And that place is rough.
Yeah. No, I know.
Let's go back to the point of, I bet Jason can't fight. Okay.
No, I know about that school.
Let's go back to this point. I was a white kid at Woodland Acres Middle School.
Yeah, I know.
Come back and tell me I don't know how to fucking fight.
I feel you. Yeah.
I mean, get serious.
No, I can understand that actually.
And I can tell you, in that situation, if you don't know how to fight, you're going to learn real fast. You're going to have to earn some respect.
It's rough over there.
You're going to have to earn some respect, and you're going to get your ass whooped on a daily basis.
Yeah. Well.
So, I survived it.
I feel you. But this, okay, so this one comment said, this is how we know, or this is how, like, I remember that, how you went there. This is, like, you know, well, I know.
Okay.
So, the comment was saying, like, in middle school, you always wore, like, an Iron Maiden plaid jacket, and you were always, like, the...
I never owned an Iron Maiden plaid jacket.
Okay.
So, I can tell you that much. I never owned an Iron Maiden jacket.
And that you would always come sit at this guy's table. I don't know, it's middle school, so I don't know if you remember. I'm not going to fault you if you don't. And you would always come sit at this guy's table, and you were just kind of like, that guy, a loser. I don't know. Did you have a lot of friends growing up?
I have a lot of friends. I had a few friends. When I say I had a lot, no.
Did you have enough to satisfy? Like.
Yeah, I had friends. But we come back to the point.
Yeah.
I'm in Galena Park as a white kid.
No, I feel you.
So,
makes sense.
but as far as an Iron Maiden jacket, it was Metallica, not Iron Maiden.
Okay.
So I don't know who the fuck thought I had an Iron Maiden jacket. Do you not know the difference between Metallica and Iron Maiden? What the fuck is wrong with you? So he's already a liar. So.
Well, speaking of that, what's your favorite? Just curious, what's your favorite music? Like, what do you listen to?
Honestly, favorite band. If you were to ask me right now, it's a tie between Nightwish.
Is that with the girl singing?
The girl singing. And Kay Flay is actually really good. I've got really into her in the last couple of months. Definitely, other choices would be Tool. I'm a big Tool fan.
Oh, I love Tool.
I love Tool. Tool is fucking amazing.
Dude, my friend Ryder's gonna love that.
Amazing. Just the artistry that goes into Maynard's work.
Yeah.
You guys are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love his music.
He is.
Every album is better than the next.
Basic songs like all the Fibonacci.
And they got a new album coming out.
I know.
So Tool's up there. But Nightwish.
Oh, Ryder's gonna love that.
Nightwish is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I discovered them pretty recently. So if you were to ask me my favorite band this week, Nightwish, no doubt.
It just changed, yeah.
Well, the band is phenomenal as far as their technical skills and technique. Like, the whole band is great. And it's composed perfectly. And then their singing is out of this world. Unbelievable. So they're an amazing band. So check them out if you haven't.
Yeah, I've only heard the... Wait, Nightwish. Oh, I'm thinking of Evanescence. No,
Even Evanescence. She's next level better than Amy Lee. And Amy Lee is a great singer. Don't get me wrong, Evanescence is solid. They're good.
I know a song by Nightwish. How did it go?
This one's called like Ghost Love something. If you can catch the live version of that, anyone out there who's watching, even if you hate me, I promise you, that song is just going to knock you on your ass. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, I wish I had that type of talent in something. So.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I got one more question. So, what, like, all right. So you said honors from college,
Yeah.
but then your ex said you went to, instead of going to A&M, you went to Blaine,
Yeah, I did go to Buckeye.
and you dropped out after one semester.
I didn't drop out after one semester.
So do you have a degree from A&M?
Do I have a degree from A&M? No, I do not.
Do you have any college degrees?
Yes, and I don't want to get into all of them, but I changed majors like 3 times, so I picked up multiple associate's degrees. Do I consider them significant or important? No.
I mean, it doesn't matter now. Yeah.
These days, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But, I mean, you're asking me, do I have a degree from A&M? No.
Do you have a bachelor's from anywhere?
Nope. Nope. I have over 100 hours.
Gotcha.
I have over 100 hours from a couple different junior colleges. I had a 4.0 GPA at one time. But I have taken something like 110 hours. Because I changed majors 3 times. And out of school, I did just for fun. I did it because I liked it. And, I mean, I'm on YouTube now. I'm making more than some of my friends who have graduate degrees.
Yeah, I
Doing
guess
something
you're right.
I love. So, if that makes me a loser, then being a loser is great.
But does it not like bother you that like, you know, like you're like reluctant to leave the house because of like, you know, all the shit going on around you? Is that like?
Actually, I want that rumor to be perpetuated. Yes. I want everyone to think that I should have it.
Well, you got the bars on the window.
Yeah,
what's
I
the
got a
reasoning
place
behind it?
intentionally like that. That's great. I have no trespassing signs. They've got to come through gates. I've got bars on all the doors and windows, brick exterior wall. And you guys have seen my gun. You've seen my collection, right? My actual photo of my gun collection.
Nah, but I believe you have a lot of guns though.
I almost need to show you a copy of that later. You'll be impressed. I love my gun collection. I'm like 20 grand right now. You've seen what I make, so that's not unbelievable either.
Yeah, for someone living alone, it's not
It's
bad.
not bad, man.
But we'll see.
So yeah, I mean, I'm ready. I'm hoping one of these nut jobs does show up. I'm chomping at the bit. Fuck them, right?
Fuck them. All right. You claim to be bigger than Alpha Destiny.
Yeah, dude. Come on. You've seen
I mean,
me
yeah,
in
you're
person.
taller. You're taller. You're
I'm
taller.
Just like you're taller than me. How tall are you, anyways?
I'm 6'4".
Yeah, I knew you were tall.
I'm about
I
like
think
260.
some people had shown a picture of me standing next to you. Look how short this is and stuff. Like, dude's a fucking giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bigger. He's like 6 foot something.
Yeah. College athlete.
Yep.
All right. Alpha Destiny's shoulder girdle is about 53 inches according to photos. Do you want to come be bigger than him?
Just, yeah, wrap it around me.
All right. It's hard to do with one hand.
All right. Here, I'll take Nova.
All right.
I'll
cool.
get Nova back. I'll let you wrap it around me.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna just put the phone right here, and I'm gonna tell you what he gets.
Okay.
Just relax and. All right, Jason's shoulder width is bigger than Alpha Destiny's by 1 inch.
By 1 inch. I've only got an inch on him.
Yeah, but it's all good
Hold on,
though.
man.
Yeah.
Nova. Nova, we don't need your stats. We already know you're bigger than everybody
Give
else.
me shit. Hey, wait, is Nova a boy or a girl?
He's a boy. He's neutered though. Gotcha. He's good.
All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome, man. Take care, bro.
You too. All right.
So how's that transparency going?
Well, he answered most of the questions to the fullest, I would say.
Right? I'll let you measure my arms, you measure my chest. You guys see me standing here.
Yep.
See my dog. My dog is real. He's actually a dog. No
All right.
lies, no fakery.
About to wrap it up, guys.
Okay, yeah, because we had some off-topic questions. He's like, oh, I got more questions after that conversation.
Yeah.
Off the record.
Off the record. So those stock accounts, like I see Leighton123 on Instagram. He's always this dude named Leighton123 is always just like defending you to like an obnoxious degree, man. Like just for.
Okay. You want to know how many stock accounts I legitimately have? Look you in the eyes, no bullshit.
No, you're gonna say 0.
One. I have one stock account, and I'm not gonna say what the name of it is, but do I have a stock account? Absolutely. It's exactly one. I'm not gonna say who it is because it's fucking hilarious.
It's not Leighton.
No. I've never even seen that.
But there's one other comment that said it was in a video like a year back or something. It was like, you answered your own question basically. Like, so this one account had a question.
Okay.
It was like began with a Z. It's like, Jason, what weight should I be doing? Blah blah blah. Then that same account answered like 520 pounds or some shit like that. Like,
That wasn't me. No. I do have a hilarious sock account.
do you comment on your shit or what?
I have one sock account that I comment on my own shit on. I have never actually commented on anyone else's videos with my sock account, but I do have a sock account, and it actually makes fun of me.
Does it pop up on your videos? A lot, like every video?
No. Actually, I haven't done it in a couple months. I need to log back into it. I forgot to the last. I haven't done it even once this year. Regularly, I did have one that I commented on, and it actually makes fun of me. Because I figure it's good to get some extra trolling going, so I have one that does make fun of me. It doesn't actually support me. So it's all in good fun. So I do have one. But I've never used them on other people's channels. There's no point. I'm gonna be honest with you guys again. I love what I do, but I like making money with what I do. I don't get paid to go be sock accounts on other people's channels. If I want to come call someone out, I'm going to make a video about them, and I'm going to press the monetization button on it. So if I want to talk, because I mean, let's be honest here. Have I ever shown any ability to hold my mouth and not talk shit about people?
Nah.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that when I call Jerry Ward Junkie Ward, and I say he's a drug addict on camera,
yeah,
I think it's fair to say I don't really have a filter with some of that stuff. I mean, when I call Cali Warrior
Booty Warrior,
Cali Warrior, Booty the Booty Warrior, and I talk about his Chuck Basher and stuff, let's be honest, I don't have a filter. So if I'm going to talk shit about someone, why would I do it for free when I can make $100 on a video talking shit about them? Like why would I do that?
Yeah.
I mean, why give it away for free when I can make a video and I can shit talk them and get paid? Because I would say out of my shit talking videos, I'm not going to say which one and who, but I had one shit talking video that made $500 off of a single shit talking video. So why in the fuck would I waste my time posting on people's comments when I get shit talking them in a video and get paid for it? And even if I wanted to do it typing, why wouldn't I do it on my main account so that it would link back to my channel and I would get views from their haters showing up to come type at me incoherently usually? Why wouldn't I make my money? Why give it away for free?
I feel you. So last question.
All right.
So.
And I don't think anyone can argue with that logic unless they think that I hate money.
No, I got you. So like, Brittany's family, like on the phone repeated times, like her uncle, her cousin, whatever, numerous people, they had an unfavorable opinion of you, said like you're like a freeloader. Like, explain that.
I can't explain that. Yeah, I don't want to get into her family's private business. Okay, her uncle, I don't want to get into her family.
I'm trying to get her number. All right, Jason, it's been real, man.
Yep, take care, brother. And I'm gonna get back inside.
All right.
Where I obviously never leave 7 days a week.
That's right.
That's right.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. All right, take care, brother.
You too. There's Nova. There's Blahino. Well, that was that, guys. Take it how you want it. I'm so sleepy. Okay, bye.
nobody in the real world thinks I'm fat. In fact, I have chicks telling me they think I'm ripped in person. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, they said I was Ryback, but smaller than Ryback. Well, I'm only smaller than Ryback because I'm 6 inches shorter than him. In terms of lean body mass versus height, I'm actually just as big as Ryback. And if you guys go watch any of my training clips I've done this month, where you can see me standing up, walking around better, you'll get a better idea of that. If you just don't look at his delts and arms and you look at his back, chest, things like that, his legs, you'll realize that this photo, he is actually smaller than I am. And it's, again, his arms are bigger, his delts are bigger, but his overall muscle mass, he's actually smaller than me at this point. And today we're going to be covering none other than Jeff Side. Now, I don't want people to think that I think Jeff is big, because anyone who wants to question this can go ask Matt Ogus, Chris Lovato, any of the guys who have seen me in the same room in person with Jeff Side. Jeff Side is not big. I don't need to cover his stats because I'm convinced he adds 20 pounds to his numbers. He is nowhere near as big as the stats he puts out, and he is a lot smaller than I am personally. Now I'm going to show you guys side by side two bodybuilders, competitive bodybuilders from different eras, who are both 6 foot tall and 200 pounds. So if you put them in at about 6% body fat, that comes to 25.1 fat-free mass index. And here they are side by side. All right, the one on the left, you guys know, that's Serge Nubret, very, very famous bodybuilder. And then the one on the right is a natty pro. And you take someone like me, for example, when I show you the comparisons, you guys are gonna laugh. Because if you run my fat-free mass index, I'm holding a bit of water, obviously, but I stepped off the scale this morning at 232 pounds. I am 5 foot 9 inches. If you plug me in at 25% body fat, which everyone always calls me obese, so, you know, let's say 25%. My fat-free mass index is up around 26. Okay, height insecurity among shorter men has historically been a problem that has even made it into the history books, like with Napoleon and us talking about the Napoleon complex. The worst thing that you can do is to allow that insecurity to eat you up and for it to make you express a fake or false overbearing confidence that shows insecurity, because then you'll be called little Napoleon. Most of you are smaller than me. I am a 100-kilo power lifter. A lot of you may or may not know, people write on forums, social media and things, they do point out that I am actually a lot bigger than I appear to be in videos when I'm just standing there by myself. And so you guys have someone next to me who is a fairly lean, well, not really lean right now by bodybuilding standards, but lean by maybe normal people standards, who's at least 250 pounds. It puts into perspective, I'm not quite as small as some of you guys think I am. And of course, it's really amusing to me when I get comments from people saying that, well, you haven't really made very much progress for someone who knows so much about all of these different topics. You don't have very much muscle mass, when I've put on around 50 pounds of muscle in 2 years' time. And that's the exact opposite of what you want. What you need to do is to step back and assess this and say to yourself, I cannot change my height. I am the height that I am at. I have to accept it. I have to accept who I am. If you can't accept who you are, then there's no way you're going to convince other people that it's not an issue, and then your insecurities are going to show through and you're going to have that Napoleon complex. What I recommend that you do, first of all, is tell yourself in your mind regularly, oftentimes look in the mirror, say my height doesn't matter. You need to express it out loud, believe it, that it is not an issue, that it absolutely doesn't matter. It's not important. It doesn't define you as a person, doesn't define your value, doesn't define your confidence. People can argue all day long about whether they think I'm jacked or not. I don't really give a shit. But by most standards, I'm pretty jacked. Look at my fucking back and hamstrings. Do I really need more size on my back and hamstrings? I don't think so. You need to say these things out loud to affirm yourself, because that's what programs your mind to believe it. The things that you say, your actions actually program beliefs in humans. A lot of people don't realize that. So actually saying something outwardly can program your internal mechanisms to eventually accept it and believe it. Your action, you have to take some sort of action that convinces your brain of it. I mean, I have way more muscle mass than any natural person on earth. And I know people will be like, what? Well, that's true. All right, that's just a simple reality. And the things that you tell yourself are always what you will eventually believe. Particularly if you hear your own mind saying it or your own words writing it, that will program your brain to believe it. All right, this is kind of funny. I've always said in videos, just been my experience with me being a Texan, that the women are a little more forward here. They do chase after the men a little more than I'm used to. Have I had some experiences with this? Yes, I have. And again, I've got to remind people, all of you who've met me in person realize that I actually look like I lift in person. I look like I have less fat and a lot more muscle than I do on video. I've had at least a dozen people say that randomly who've met me. Just the nature of it. So I just kind of laugh it off and thank them for the compliment, tell them have a nice day, and go about my business. But it does happen. I wouldn't say it's something that happens all the time. I mean, these are one-off things. Something that happens once every couple months to me out in public somewhere. But in my experience, British women are a bit more forward than Texas women are in that regard. I don't claim to be natural, and again, people be like, why aren't you bigger? You guys haven't seen me in person, I guess. I'm bigger than you guys think. I'm a hell of a lot bigger than Jerry Ward and Jeff Side and some of these guys you are talking about. But you know, whatever. You don't have to believe me, guys. You know what? It's fine. Everyone thinks I'm lying. Whatever. Doesn't make a fuck. Doesn't make a fuck. Is when you are out in public, just present yourself and think of yourself and act as if you are average height. Make it a non-issue for you. Just walk around like your average height or slightly taller. Don't exude a fake confidence with it and develop a certain strut or to puff yourself up, because again, that will give you the Napoleon complex. Don't think about it. Just think, I'm average height. Look, guys, I know I'm not ripped. I'm not bodybuilder ripped. I'm not bodybuilder proportion, but tons of people have met me in person, including Big J, and they'll actually attest to that my stats really are what I'm saying. People have actually seen me. You guys know where I train. Anyone is free to come up and meet me. But yeah, I have 18-inch arms. I have a 51-inch chest right now. I'm 5'9", 220 pounds. So to give you guys the scale, just so that you guys can look at what 30 pounds looks like even next to me, or put in these enormous Walmart baskets. So you need the daily affirmations for a while, preferably first thing in the morning or before bed. When you look in the mirror, say these things, and that will program your brain. And then to just go ahead and act and think consciously when you're out in public that you're the same height as everybody else. Average height, or pretend that you're even an inch taller, slightly above average. And just think in those terms until it becomes second nature and you just behave that way. So I went and bought a tape today for this. Get it around. Get it over the top so we can't argue about it being too loose. All right, get it completely wrapped over. Oh, this is more work than I thought. Let's see how junkies do this shit. Okay, let's pull the right one. Okay. Let's see where I'm at. If you guys can see, 17 1/4. Pull that over. Pull it tighter. Okay. I've got right at 17 1/4. I ripped my left bicep completely off the bone and have struggled with bicep development since. I did that in 2004, and I had 20-inch arms when I did that, and there are photos up proving it. I had 20-inch arms when I ripped my bicep. 2004, and I've struggled with bicep development since that tear. Like when I was at my biggest as a lifter in my 20s, when my arms were taping 20 inches, and there are plenty of photos circulating around. It's not like I gotta hide it or anything. They're out there. I've put some up before. Yeah, I couldn't see it. Like, I can honestly tell you that when I had 20-inch arms, when I looked in the mirror, they looked like they were like 12 inches. I'm just like, fuck, you know, what do I do about this? When I was doing the hydrogen compressor work while training, I was still benching 400 pounds and squatting 550, and I had been off of drugs. I had come completely off of gear for part of the, and I mean, I'd been off gear for a couple of years. Just showing up at the gym in a tank top and a pair of shorts and some chalk and a water bottle and training. And that's how I eventually got to the point years ago to where I could bench 475 pounds for a double. I could squat 585 for a triple without a belt. I had gone from where at the point when I got sick, I was benching 405 raw, and I was able to squat 550 without any sort of wraps or sleeves at the time. Drug-free in my late 20s. I still managed to get to the gym 5 days a week. How did I do it? I did it immediately after work. So I would work 12 hours Monday through Friday, then have the weekends off to relax, party, do my thing. So I would come in and do 1 or 2 heavy sets of squats, 1 heavy set of deadlifts, do some band crunches, and go home. And I would be in and out of the gym in 20 minutes. 5 days a week, 20 minutes, in and out, go home. On the way home from work, even though you might be lifting pretty heavy, and yeah, those triples, I would be up over 500 pounds on my squats. Yeah, my triple days on the bench press, I would be doing like 365, 375 for triples, because I was still pretty strong back then in my 20s. And I was now physically sick. I had gone from still being able to train all the time, being able to bench 400 pounds, being able to squat 550 raw at that time. You guys have looked at older pictures of me that you've seen floating around the web. You guys will notice that my triceps were pretty massive at one point. A hell of a lot bigger than they are now. That's when I was doing a lot of reverse grip bench pressing. It really brought my triceps up a lot. And I used to do 500 pounds on that lift. Now, I used to actually use the reverse grip bench press quite a bit in my 20s. I was obviously a lot bigger and stronger then. I'll kind of flip in a photo so you guys can see that to get an idea. Back at that time, I was probably able to reverse grip 500 pounds for a max. Yes, I'm someone who has done 500 pounds on this exercise. I used to do work sets with 405 on this exercise. You're invariably going to drop this bar on this exercise sooner or later. And that becomes the problem. You will eventually do it. I've done it. And that's kind of the problem. I've dropped 405 on my chest inside the power rack doing it exactly that way. And it did bruise me pretty good. Did I get a real injury? No. Did I hurt my thumb? No, because I was using a false grip. But it has slipped out. It has hit my chest and knocked me back down, put some nice big old black bruise across both of my pecs where the bar hit with 400 pounds or 405. I could bench over 450 pounds raw. I could squat almost 600 pounds without a belt. Something like 585. I could hit it to full depth with no belt at the time. The truth of the matter is, 99% of you out there, even if you use anabolic steroids, will never close grip bench press full range of motion 400 pounds. All right? That's the real world. The majority of you out there genetically do not have the strength to get there with training and even moderate doses of steroids. You do not have the genetics or the structure to do that. That's the real world. Who close grips 405? Well, I used to close grip 405 for reps. I do not currently bench 405. I used to, however, do sets of 5 with 405, 5 rep sets on the closed grip bench press back when I was young and virile in my late 20s. And you guys have seen plenty of photos of that when I was actually really big. The other thing that can pull you to the left sometimes with a handgun is gripping the gun too tight. Most of you guys know, some of the people who watch my fitness channel watch me rep out 500 pounds for, 5, 6, 7 reps without straps on the deadlift. I obviously have a pretty strong grip, so I'm worried about that. So I'm consciously loosening up my grip a little bit on the left hand or with the right hand and using the left to tighten a little bit to keep control of the weapon, just to make sure I'm not squeezing that. I actually almost worry about me crushing the polymer on a Glock. Because of that. And for most people that isn't a concern, but you guys got to think about how much grip work I do. Yeah, it'd actually be possible for me to break my handgun. A lot of guys seem to think the leg press is amazing to leg press over 1,000 pounds. It really isn't. That's why I don't bother with a leg press. It takes all day to load this slide up and get people to climb on top of it. I'm a 500 plus pound raw squatter. So for me, I need probably 2,500 pounds on a leg press to get adequate resistance, which means putting guys up on top of it also. It's stupid. I have a fast metabolism. I'm cutting right now. Right now, I'm actually eating 3,800 calories every day, up to 4,000 every day right now, and everyone's going, you're getting leaner. That's how fast my metabolism is and the amount of activity that I do. I'm losing fat on that. Well, for me, because I'm trying to not gain any more fat right now, I'm trying to at least recomposition a bit, and my appetite is insane. And for me, if I want to only eat 4,000 calories of ultra high fiber food in a day, I can't really get away with much wiggle room on junk food, or I will eat 5,000 calories. Because for me, on a mixed diet like that, where I have a few sweets and things, 5,000 calories is my normal appetite. I get hungry on 4,000 calories, and 80 to 100 grams of fiber a day. I actually get hungry eating that while doing intermittent fasting. And when you have a partner who is obsessively insecure and they will not let you do a cut, or they interfere with your dietary habits and things, and they're very emotional about it, believe me, you will find that it can be very difficult to do certain things, to eat the way you want to eat on different levels if you have someone who is that adamant about it and you live with them and they're your partner. And obviously, you guys have seen, as soon as I entered that situation, became single again, I've been able to lose 40 pounds really, really fast. So it's very clear that that was definitely a factor. I have a confession to make. For about the past month, I have really slacked off on my cardio, and accordingly, I have not lost any weight while eating my 4,000 calorie high carb diet. I've pretty much just recomped a little bit. I am a voracious eater. I'm one of those guys who can eat 6,000 or 7,000 calories without even batting an eyelid. Because I am an overeater. I have an insane appetite. Multiple people in my family, 300 to 400 pounds. Of course, at least one NFL player in there because of that, who is over 300 pounds. But I eat a lot. I'm very, very hungry. I have to use a different strategy than a lot of people do just to keep from getting really fat. For me, that strategy is I load up on tons of vegetables, brown rice, beans, dry chicken, bland, satiating foods all day long. And you know, I can eat 4,000 calories of that stuff without even thinking about it almost. I mean, guys, I have days with me, I don't even eat junk food anymore. I eat a completely raw diet, and I've gained weight unintentionally while doing cardio every day, living on like brown rice, whole wheat pasta, lean beef, like 95 to 97%, lean beef, chicken breast, Greek yogurt, oats. That's what I eat. Big ass salad. You guys see all my salads at Jason's Deli. I sometimes have on my non-training days, I get up and do an hour of fasted cardio in the morning, and sometimes I don't bother to eat till noon or 1 o'clock on my non-lifting days, particularly when I go out to the rifle range. I spend my whole morning at the rifle range on those days. I can still easily make the scale go up eating nothing but bro foods in a little short window with only like 3 meals. I mean, stop and think about that. You guys really want to weigh more than I do? But I've sat right here and walked into a restaurant before. Well, not a restaurant, a fast food chain. One of my friends wanted a burger. And as you guys can see, everyone keeps talking about, oh, you're getting fatter, you're getting fatter. No, guys, I'm sitting down. It's camera angles and lighting. As you guys can see with me standing up, am I bigger? Yes. Have I gained body weight? Yes. Have I gained fat? No, I haven't. My belt sizes are the same. My pants sizes are the same. I'm in the same loop on my belt, which means my waistline is not getting bigger. What you guys see sometimes, again, because I'm sitting down, sometimes I'm leaning forward doing stuff, everyone's stomach pokes out a little bit. Even ripped guys, their stomach pokes out a little bit when they're sitting down. Welcome to the real world. It's just angles. And obviously, I eat a really high fiber diet. I eat brown rice and stuff every single day. You guys see my salads and stuff on Instagram. When you eat 4 plates of salad and a couple of big bowls of brown rice, your stomach is going to stick out more. That's just common sense, guys. It's called fiber and roughage. But when you know you're at a healthy body fat, just sit down after you've had a meal, after you've had a bunch of fiber, particularly, you've had a big salad or a bunch of whole grains, sit down and just chill and have someone come over and snap photos when you're completely relaxed, and you're going to be shocked. Of course, your stomach's going to distend a bit. We've even seen photos back in the day of Arnold Schwarzenegger looking like that. So at the end of the day, guys, the take-home message here and what is important to remember is that humans, our natural diet is to eat everything. And we are cooked food eaters, cooked meat eaters, and we are the single most successful species anywhere in the world of being able to find foods around us anywhere that we go, even thousands and thousands of miles from where we originated, and to thrive on it. I would say making a statement like that really is not addressing the fact that humans as a species are kind of wannabe meat eaters, but we really are herbivores. Now, we've adapted to some extent to eat meat over eating cooked meat for the last couple million years, but we really are, biologically speaking, herbivores. But a lot of this stuff just gets kooky when people start following these really weird, rigid diets, or actually saying things like a raw vegan diet is the natural diet for a human. No, it's not. Have you never opened an anthropology book The idea that humans are raw food eaters is just scientifically and historically not true. We're actually cooked food eaters. So another perfect example of the way this stuff goes. You can be an omnivore, you can be vegetarian, you can be a vegan, any of those things, and be completely healthy, live to be 100. You could compete at the elite levels in top sports. You could win gold medals in a wide variety of sports while eating any of those 3 dietary approaches. All 3 have equal health potential and performance potential for an athlete, in my opinion. People are promoting a diet that for the majority of people isn't sustainable. There are some people who've been vegan and stayed vegan for 50 years. They are the exception to the rule, not the norm. Most of you are going to find it to be unsustainable, like I did. Me personally, like I said in the other videos, I perform better as an athlete. I've lost a lot of body fat. I'm able to control cravings. I feel better and fuller and have more energy on a lot less calories now that I'm doing a high meat ketogenic style diet. I feel better. My blood work looks better. I'm happier as a person for it. Okay, as someone who's a vegan and who actually really does know nutrition, a lot of vegans don't know nutrition. Because a vegan diet, you could be on a vegan diet and have one completely different set of macronutrients and calorie intake and still be on a vegan diet and eat something that's the exact opposite. You could, at 80-10-10 as a vegan diet, you could do a ketogenic vegan diet, which is the opposite extreme. You could do a very ultra high protein vegan diet and you're still vegan, but it's still the composition of your diet, your total carbs, fats, proteins, micronutrients, fiber that are going to impact how you perform as an athlete. Not the fact that you've excluded certain foods from the diet. Not relevant. Most people don't realize the only people who might struggle to get enough protein for gains in are usually going to be maybe vegans. I'm reminding everyone, for people who seem to think I'm a vegan, guys, I was a vegan for a short period of time, and I told you guys months ago that I stopped the vegan thing and went into why. And it doesn't work for me. I don't feel that it works for me. I gain strength and muscle really, really well on vegan diets. I struggle with cutting on them. I just don't get satiety, and my blood sugar doesn't feel right. I have problems when I'm trying to cut on a vegan diet. When I go into a calorie deficit, I run into a lot of problems. It's not workable for me. I was hungry all the time as a vegan. No matter how much food I ate, even raw vegan food, I was hungry all the time. And I would gain weight because I would eat 5,000 or 6,000 calories a day and try to tell myself I'm only eating 4,000, and the scale weight would go up. I would add more cardio in. I was up to where I was lifting every day and doing 2 hours of cardio a day just to try to control the caloric intake from my hunger as a vegan. And I mean, that could even be raw fruit with some veggies thrown in. I would eat like 3 watermelons in a day and be hungry and still go to bed hungry. There's no reason for me to go vegan. I only see negatives with no positives. And in the long term, though, like I said, I would love to go to eating wild game as my 10% of my animal products every day that I hunt myself, but that's going to be a longer term endeavor. And it's because there are 4 types of people who are drawn to veganism from what I can see. And my own experience observing them, interacting with them, things I've seen in vegan communities online, because I was one for almost 6 months or so. And I did go to vegan meetings and talk to a lot of different vegan people inside that world. But then you have the true sociopath who's drawn to veganism, the exact opposite of group 1. The sociopath is drawn to this group as a way to mask the fact that they are a sociopath. And I've met several of these, and you can tell because of certain things they say. When they say things like, well, I don't really care about people. All humans can be exterminated as far as I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the innocent animals. It's not even an issue for me of life itself. I don't consider life to be sacred at all. I don't put any value on life as far as the biological function of life. I put a value on sentience, and I put a value on innocent life. So what they do is they want to talk about the animals as if they're above people, and that is again so that they can find a social mask, a socially acceptable mask for their sociopathology, which means their inability to relate to and empathize with other humans. I finally made the push to say, look, I'm not going to flip-flop back and forth between being vegetarian anymore. And then I went pretty much mostly vegan shortly after. But the thing was, I was watching one of the things on factory farming, and I saw a case to where a steer had had his throat slit and his esophagus was hanging out and he was flopping as he died. And that scene for me is what pushed me over the edge. I know these animals. I've been around them. They know what death is because I've seen the way they react to it. They go to places to die if they live old enough to do it. they mourn for their dead. And that animal knew he was dying, and I could tell at that point. This was an innocent animal that had never harmed anyone. He was no threat to anyone. He knew he was being killed. He didn't want to die. And he was flopping in reaction to it. Now, had this been a murderer or a pedophile or something, I probably wouldn't care. But this was an innocent, sentient being who was dying because someone enjoyed the taste of his meat. Not for their health, not for nutritional need, not for something that they needed, but just for pleasure. And I have a problem with that. I have an ethical problem with that. And again, I saw a lot of this. So I don't care. Animals are innocent and helpless than humans. And so I care more about them than human beings. And they're just like, I don't care if humanity dies off. And I've met a lot of those inside some of the vegan groups. And so it does seem weird to me that someone can't understand that, when to me it makes perfect sense. And someone says, well, if you enjoy eating meat, then just eat meat. And I would say, well, if you enjoy raping women, just go rape a woman. I mean, it fucking feels good, right? We don't have respect for these animals at all. We put them through a life of hell. We've created a living hell on earth for them. And I think that the rape analogy I gave is a very accurate analogy. And for someone who says that belittles rape, I would say, well, no, I would say that rape is probably not as bad as what we do to animals. That is a sign of your true sociopath. They can't relate to other humans. They don't have real empathy for other humans. This is the most dangerous type of the vegan, because they'll also pretend to be one of the other types as well. And the problem you have is that you have a community here to where we know from the research out there and the data, people who are sociopaths tend to like to prey on group number one there, the people who are empathic. And we've essentially created a whole new system of slavery, torture, and a new Holocaust of billions of sentient beings who pose no threat to any of us, have done no harm to any of us, purely for our own pleasure. And the sad thing is, we can eat meat substitutes that taste pretty much the same. And that's what I do now, because I enjoy the pleasure. I love the taste of beef. But it's not necessary for this to happen for that. Which, again, I find vegan diets do not fill me up. I cannot eat enough food to feel full. And I struggled to keep my body weight under control. I would gain weight at an enormous rate. I would gain body fat at an enormous rate. I found it horrifically bad for doing that, because I would crave meat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I would crave steak, and I would try everything to try to deal with those cravings. Every strategy for people say, well, why didn't you try this, try that? It's funny because people will say that, and I did try those things. They didn't work. I got tips from tons of vegan experts. I could absolutely not make the diet work. And the thing is, since I couldn't make it work, why would I go back and do it again? I don't have an ethical issue with eating meat. I freely admit, I love the taste of meat. I love it. But I have an ethical situation that does not allow me personally to eat a dead animal. And so for me, what I do is I eat meat substitutes, ones that happen to taste good that I like, and I eat those because they fill a role in my diet. And that role is not just one of getting some extra protein in, because they tend to be very high protein, although they're very high fiber protein sources, is that I have found ones that taste close enough to the real deal that I meet that need that I have to enjoy that taste and the texture of meat, and it feels like I'm eating meat. So I get to enjoy that thing that I enjoy from a flavor perspective, but I do so without the ethical ramifications that I personally can't live with. And so it does seem weird to me that someone can't understand that, when to me it makes perfect sense. Contrary to what a lot of vegans are saying, we do crave meat. I crave meat. I couldn't handle my meat cravings after months and months without it. I tried everything from eating peanut butter to get the salty taste of meat with fat at the same time, and then soaking a penny under my tongue to get the coppery taste of blood, because I happen to like raw or rare meat myself. I love like blue steaks. Trying to fulfill that craving, I would put a penny under my tongue trying to deal with it. I tried that for about a month, and it only helped for about a week. And if you're one of those really sensitive people, number one, and you're very empathic and compassionate, you need to be able to pick out group number 4 and avoid them at all costs. Not just avoid them on the internet, but definitely make sure that you don't form real life friendships and bonds and relationships with these people, because it could put you into direct harm. And I'm not militant about it. I don't do the whole militant thing of guilting other people, attacking other people for their choices, because quite frankly, it doesn't work. And while I understand, because I understand how passionate people are about this who get involved in it, and I am that passionate, that they want to initiate that change because they see it as effectively a Holocaust and slavery, which it is. But attacking other people about it, screaming at them about it, guilt-tripping them about it, is only going to make the problem worse, because when you attack people for their personal choices or you try to make them feel guilty, you push those people away. That is the absolute worst thing people could do. I think the best thing that people can do is non-judgmental awareness, lead by example when it comes to something like this. I think the militant approach does the exact opposite of the intended effect. You turn people off to the idea. All right, guys, so that's my take on it, and that's my advice. Take it or leave it. And also, if you don't eat bacon, you're a little fucking bitch. And yeah, I did a lot of primitive weapon hunting, and for me, I've gone and I've done horseback hunting up in Colorado and hunted elk on horseback. I used to bow hunt deer, and I used to do close-up hunting, where I would go out in the woods to hunt wild pigs in Texas with a ghillie suit on, skunk spray to mask my scent, and either a spear or a Bowie knife, and I would stalk them. I grew up the first 7 years of my life on a cattle ranch. My family maintained it, and I went back later even as a teen and did work there. And I have personally helped dehorn cows. I have helped castrate cows. I have helped with the slaughter of cows. This is something I have personal experience with. I used to go to the deer lodges every winter with my grandfather. I've hunted white-tailed deer. I've hunted mule deer. I've hunted elk up in Colorado on horseback. And I have even hunted wild boar on foot with a knife. I have killed 7 wild boars with a Bowie knife. Firearms, I started shooting at age 6. All through my teenage years, starting at age 12, I did shoot 1,000-yard rifle competition. And yes, that was even with an ear problem. I wore earmuffs. So shooting and hand loading and precision rifle shooting was something I did at a competitive level through my teens. And so it was just an intrinsic part of my lifestyle. I was a competitive shooter in my teens. You don't think that we used drugs? You've never heard of beta blockers? I grew up as a very avid hunter. I've done all the primitive weapon hunting. I've hunted wild boar with a knife. I've hunted them with spears. I've done a lot of deer hunting. I've done elk hunting. And some people do it for their ego or philosophical reasons, but you know what? I used to hunt dangerous game on foot for philosophical reasons. But most of you would say that's really fucking stupid, Jason. You're a fucking idiot. But yeah, I did that with some of my family and everything. Hunting wild boar with knives on foot. And anyone who's familiar with the Pharaoh hogs in Texas understands that that is a dangerous animal. That animal can kill you. It can definitely put 50 or 60 stitches in you. With those tusks, some of them get up over 200 pounds. We hunt them on foot with a knife, and they are aggressive. Like, I'd love to get up and go hunt mountain lions again. Up in Colorado or something later on to see if I could get a draw on one of the licenses. I'd love to do that. I'd do that in a heartbeat. Absolutely. So, yes, if we cloned these dinosaurs, I would say to all these civilized, leftist, social justice warriors, yes, I would go and hunt one. And do you know why? Because that is a big, dangerous, rare animal. It's not going to be a limited resource if we started making them anyways. And to go out there and prove that I am fit to lead. And I would definitely go hunt a velociraptor or a T-Rex. Might need a really big gun for that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. On foot. So, but I came to terms with the fact that I am a hunter, that I'm a killer, and I'm okay with that. People have this mentality and they just hate. And the thing that I learned really early on is that you can utilize that mentality, that hatred, and just the haterdom that exists there to your financial benefit. And me even revealing that isn't going to hurt me in any way. Lately, the channel has been getting hit by trolls and spammers from a couple different sources at this point, not only the other forum of other people who are harassing me and making hundreds of accounts, but our favorite mentally handicapped person has also called his Legion of Piss Troopers on my channel again, and so I'm banning upwards of 200 people a day right now. So what I've marketed myself on is the haters. That crab in the bucket mentality, the people that when they see you getting outreach, they get angry because they can't do it and maybe they have jobs that they hate, and so then they want to shit talk you and say terrible things about you all the time. And here's the thing, I love those people. I love them. They're making me money. I wouldn't be making the type of money that I'm making doing what I do if it wasn't for all those hundreds and thousands of haters who talk about me negatively everywhere, who even go and they post on my video comments. They're making me money by posting in the comments and the ads rolling, and when they post, sometimes people see it on their Google Plus and it spreads, and on forums their threads started, and all over Facebook people talk smack about me. From now on, as you notice, I'm banning all trolls, no exceptions. You come in my channel, you say something stupid that makes you sound like a fucking idiot, you're banned. You throw a personal insult at me, you're banned. You come in and you sound like Jason Genova saying it shit, it piss, Order 66, Dorian Yates barn door back, you're fucking banned. The private business and private property owners have the right to tell people they can't say certain things on their property, and they can ask them to leave or command them to leave immediately if they say something they don't like. Well, the same applies to the internet businesses. If you put stuff on people's various business or private walls or comment sections or anything else, they have an absolute right to remove you. Those people just hating on me and spreading my name, even if everyone who hears this message stops. So it doesn't even matter at that point. It becomes just a ball that just keeps rolling downhill. And so the whole idea, though, is just outreach is what matters. Fair use can't be like harassment or malicious intent. If you make 5 or 6 videos where you have taken other people's copyrighted material and you're trying to use it as fair use, YouTube is absolutely not going to accept that. If you've done that to someone, you might want to be nice in what you say about them, because that person can take your channel away at any time. Pretty much if you've done something like that, you probably want to basically suck that person's dick in terms of what you're saying about them, because your channel now exists at their leisure. That person can basically at that point, with 15 minutes of typing and hitting the right forms, have your channel shut down permanently. Even if you feel it's fair use, YouTube's only going to let you file 1 or 2, and at the very most 3 fair use policy claims against someone. They see anything beyond that. If you've taken more than about that much, and sometimes they won't even give you that much, if you've taken that much of someone else's video, they're going to see it as harassment, and rightly so. Now, you could take a business that puts up such signs and you have the right to boycott that business. You have a right to tell other people to boycott that business because you don't like them imposing their beliefs on you about firearms. And in fact, I'm going to say that if he can't handle trolls, man, he needs to walk away from YouTube. I don't let the trolls deter me, and I get trolled harder than he does. And I just don't give a fuck. Now, another place where free speech doesn't apply is on private property. Case in point, people bring up our YouTube channels. You know what? That's a business. The YouTube wall is an extension of my business. I therefore have the right to remove any person who is saying something offensive. If I don't like it or it's disruptive to the business, I have a right to ask them to leave. If they don't leave, I call the police, and the police can show up and arrest them. In this case, I have the police button. But at any private business, if my channel were a shop front, or I open a shop front associated with the business, and a person comes in saying something I find offensive, your free speech doesn't apply on private property. That person can immediately demand that you leave, and if you don't leave, you're now trespassing. Well, if you happen to be in Texas and it's private property and you're trespassing and you don't leave immediately, you can shoot that person. I was a paid fiction writer on the internet. The problem is that this book company requires everyone who works with them to sign NDAs. I can't discuss the book company. I can't discuss the material. I can't discuss any of the names involved publicly, or I violate that NDA and they could sue me. As a result of that, a lot of people are like, oh, they're trying to spam the stuff on my channel. I had been advised by a lawyer that if any references to this thing come out, that I'm covered as long as I delete it. But a lawyer had advised me a while back that they wouldn't be able to take me to court as long as I make a reasonable effort to remove any references to it on any pages I run, because technically NDAs, slander violations, things like that, if they're on a media that you host or you own, and in this case my Facebook page and my YouTube channels, would constitute media that I run or own. So as long as I make a reasonable effort to remove any such things, I'm covered. I've actually covered myself. It's not my fault that the book company wasn't able to secure their stuff enough for people to not find out who I was over time. I don't know how it got leaked or how any of that happened, but I'm just having to clean up the mess a little bit. It means I'm blocking people. So guys, if I block or ban you for that, it's not because I'm annoyed by you. It's nothing personal against you. Please don't take it the wrong way. I'm covering my butt in court because I kind of have to. I've been advised by a lawyer to delete and ban anyone who does that. I'm not going to court so that you guys can have some fun. But again, because of the nature of it, I can't ever list the book company. I can't list any of the topics. I can't list any of the people involved because it's an NDA violation. And any of you who mention any of that stuff on my media, I have to delete it. I've been advised by a lawyer to do so. And again, it's not personal. I'm not upset with you. It really is amusing, but I still have to ban you for it. So please don't take offense if I do that. It's just something I have to do for legal purposes. Because when people say, hey, Jason, the videos are going to shit, I don't like the comments you're covering, you're kind of to blame. Because if you want to see certain topics brought up or me to do certain types of content, you need to talk about that content in the comments. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm going through trying to filter out all the nonsense and the bullshit. So if you're not posting about the things that you want videos on, you're the only one to blame if I'm not actually posting videos about what you want to hear. Discuss the topics you want me to do videos on. I'm more than happy to do it that way. I've always done it that way. And please don't talk about all the trolling and the other negative stuff if you don't want to get banned on the channel, because I'm going through just picking that out with keywords without even reading the post, because there's so many of them right now. I banned probably 300 people in the last 2 days. Still are making videos every single day, and we're laughing at all these trolls and shit. We don't get butthurt about it. We don't give a fuck. Fuck them. At least they're watching us. At least we're making money off them watching and commenting. Fuck them. And anyone who utters any of the key phrases that the trolls are using, we just ban without having to read all the comments. So I'm not even seeing what they're saying. And 95% of those are going to be legitimate trolls. And a few people are going to get caught in there. And what I would remind you guys, if you guys know there's a bunch of trolls spamming the page and blocking up the content and the questions and the dialogue that everyone is having, to where we can get real discussions going on real topics, if you're discussing these things that they're discussing, you're picking up their key phrases, you're getting caught in there, you're getting banned off the channel. But you need to understand that's not personal. You kind of did that to yourself, because you have to realize when I get that many people that I need to ban every day for the exact same comments. So if you're repeating their key phrases or asking questions specifically about what they're talking about, you're just getting caught in the algorithm and you're getting banned without me seeing your comments. And you should know that's going to happen. People talk smack about me, but the thing is, every time they write, oh, this mouth-breathing, fat, autistic virgin, I can't believe he has a following, fuck him and his sorry ass. Every time they do that, someone sees my name who's never heard of me. They go look, they come to my channel or my websites to make fun of me, and then a bunch of them stay and see the content. They kind of stick around, they see some of the other content, and I hear this all the time from people, hey, I really thought that was true. Then I started watching what you have, and I realized you actually have some good, useful content. I started using it, and it helped me. If you were to come on a YouTube channel and call someone a fat fucking faggot pedophile, if they're not actually medically fat, that's slander if it's intended to be hurtful. If they can prove they're not actually fat, that's actually slander. That's not protected speech in any court. Because you use the word fucking, it's now obscenity. That's not protected speech either, because you called them a faggot. If they're not homosexual, that's slander, and it's going to fall under obscenity. And if they're not actually a pedophile and there's no evidence of it, that's also slander again. So none of that, not a single word in that phrase is protected speech. And if you did it on private property, such as a YouTube channel or a Facebook page, they're private business. It doesn't matter what you say, it's still not free speech. So telling lies about other people publicly, and that could include in comment section of a video, it could include any publication, it could include any situation in which the rumor is going to be spread around, that is actually slander. And in many cases, that is not protected speech, and you might actually be required to pay them damages. Those people are making you money. Love your haters. Your haters are amazing. Don't ever get mad at them. They are, for internet business and anything to where you need outreach on the internet, those people are your lifeblood. Those haters will make you rich. Love them. But if someone jumps up and makes an offer and says I'm a coward or a pussy if I don't accept their offer, don't link it to me. If someone says something negative about me or my girlfriend, or tells people that it's okay for their fans to slap my girlfriend's ass and encourages them to come do it at my gym, or any such nonsense, if you link any of that, I'm going to ban you. The other thing, I made a public announcement the other day because this person causes more drama than anyone else in the community. Their fans are the worst drama causers and trolls out there, and that's Jason Genova. I've kind of removed any videos where I've stood up for him. Any videos where I've interacted with him, I'm never going to mention him again. As far as I'm concerned, he doesn't exist. So anyone who says his name or any of the other names for him or calls themselves a piss trooper or an Order 66, I'm just going to hit the ban button. I don't care who you are at this point. Any mention of this individual tends to cause drama and trolls to appear. It's like a magnet for them. So if I want to keep the trolling and the drama down, anyone who discusses him or even probably watches his channel probably needs to go. So in order to keep the drama low on the channel, I'm going to have to remove the people who ag on the drama. That's the best way for me to do it. Do things to get attention that's going to make you hated. The more that people hate you, the more it increases your outreach and the more money that you're going to make in the long term doing this. And so what I recommend to all of you trying to get into this sort of market, if you want to make an actual living at it, it is important that you capitalize on that need to hate within our community. I don't have time to read all those comments, guys. I'm just picking out key phrases and ban down the road. Because that's the only efficient way to deal with that. It's just a very efficient way to deal with the problem without having to deal with the bullshit and drama around it. Just make it all disappear. Not losing sight of who you are as a people or as a species or what it is to be a man. People don't understand things like that anymore, and then they wonder why we have a generation of little whiny sissies who need safe spaces and get their feelings hurt instead of being men. They've lost touch of it because they've lost touch of their roots. We don't teach men to be men anymore. No, I'm not actually bald. I wish I was. It would save me a lot of effort. I spend probably 10 minutes every single day rerunning the razor back over my head. I didn't actually go bald. I actually shave my head every single day. It's almost a game changer for people who hate doing an hour of low intensity cardio. It's an absolute game changer. There, my girlfriend's trying to zoom in on my head so you guys can see I have stubble there that I'm not actually bald, that I actually shaved my head, but who cares at this point? I'm technically not bald, and people will say, oh, that's being defensive, you are bald. No, I'm trying to be bald. Sorry about that head of neighbor's truck there. I'm a bald wannabe. I shave my head because, one, I think it looks better, it's easier to maintain, and I have bad psoriasis, and by shaving my head, it keeps the psoriasis off my scalp, so I don't get big lesions and stuff that bleed on it. Hair doesn't work for me on my scalp. I inject testosterone, hoping that it will make me bald. In fact, I'm starting to wonder if I'm not adopted or if my mother wasn't adopted, because her father was bald, and he started going bald in his early 30s. I'm 39 and I'm still not bald. I have a little bit of thinning hair. I'm not bald. I'm trying to be bald. I want to be bald. So I'm actually just a big fat wannabe baldy. I can't even be bald. I'm failing at it. So I have to use a razor. I'm trying, guys. I'm pinning testosterone. I'm trying to make my hair fall out, and it's not falling out. It would save me a lot of trouble shaving. So in the meantime, I just keep shaving it. So technically I have a shaved head, not a bald head. Am I actually fertile or not? So I went and bought a sperm test, which I researched a bit to see how accurate it is. And we'll check out the results here in a bit, and let's find out if I actually am capable of fathering children right now. Is the timer ready yet?
Yes, exactly now.
Exactly now. So let's take it out, the moment of truth. It is, the control line is bright, so we know it's an accurate test, and we are negative. So, get that on the camera. See, the control line is bright, and the other line is completely gone. It says even a faint line is a positive, just could be lower than normal, but still in the range. But I am negative, so technically, I guess my drug combination has pushed my sperm count too low to be actually fertile. So it's either at that level or all the way at zero, somewhere in that range.
Woohoo!
Because my psoriasis is so bad that if I don't deal with it, I shed like a snake. And when I mean shed like a snake, I'm talking it's fucking gross. If I go several days without shaving it, I can grab my skin and pull and peel And I can peel sometimes 3-inch strips of dead skin off my scalp. That's the only reason I keep my beard this short, is the same reason I love having a long beard. Like, I would have a beard down to here if I didn't have psoriasis, but I've got to tidy my beard up frequently for the same reason. I get strips of dead skin like 2 and 3 inches long that you can just peel off like a big chunk of dandruff if I don't do it. I have suffered my entire life with inner ear issues. My eardrums blew out from infections when I was 4 years old, and I was deaf for the next 3 years. So from the age of 4 to 7, I was deaf. I got my hearing back in my right ear, and then I had surgery in my left ear when I was 13 to restore my hearing. So several of the bones, the stipes, and my eardrum in my left ear are completely artificial. I also developed Meniere's disease in my left ear later in my teens. Because most people who develop disease eventually do develop it in both ears. For me, it took about 15 years for it to go to my other ear. After just having it in one, I functioned just fine with one ear. When it went to both, it became seriously debilitating. So it's about fluid retention in your ears. I was able to function extremely well despite having this issue until I got into my early 30s, and then my condition exacerbated. When it spread to my right ear and it went bilateral, it got so bad that for a good period of time I couldn't walk without getting vertigo attacks. It would drop me to the floor, or a lot of times I would get up and try to walk across a room and they would get so bad that I would actually vomit. And I ended up spending something like 10 months in bed because of this. And during it, I had a 3-year period there to where I was not allowed to train. I had to take 4 years away from training, somewhere between 3.5 and 4 years, due to illness and inability to train, being fully medically disabled. And I spent 10 months of that pretty much bedridden. And as far as what I still have, yes, I still get vertigo drop attacks. I sometimes do fall down when I'm walking. I occasionally fall down the stairs of my flat, which is fine because I've got enough muscle for padding and they're all carpeted, so it's not that bad if I end up taking a tumble down the stairs. I have about 50% hearing loss, and I have undulating hearing, so I tend to miss about every 4th word people say. So I've had to become very proficient in lip reading. I have continual tinnitus, so I have a ringing in my ears, and it's in both ears that never goes away. And I have no sense of balance medically. So I'm not supposed to be able to walk in a straight line, but as long as I can see, I can do so. But if I close my eyes and I try to stand up, I'll eventually fall down. I actually medically have no sense of balance or motion at all. So I can't feel my head turning right now, other than the muscles moving. I had 3 different streams of income that I was able to make a living doing while laying in bed sick, so that I could continue to survive, because it took me 2 years of fighting in court before I won my disability at the time when I was really sick. I had to survive. I had to pay my bills. And the things that I realized, there are different triggers for this disease for different people, as far as vertigo attacks and your drop attacks that drop you to the floor vomiting and with the room spinning like you're drunk. They're random. There is no cause. When you think you found a cause for it, it's just a correlation you've made up in your head. Oh, maybe a certain sound plays, and that fucks me all up, or whatever. For me, I would say the biggest triggers are stress and not getting enough sleep. That was one of the things I noticed. Or rapid change in ear pressure. Like if I'm riding in a car and somebody cracks a window, I am totally fucked. I tell my friends and family that just straight up. If you crack a window on me when I'm riding in a car going fast, it's going to be so painful for me, I'm probably just going to draw my gun and shoot you. Let's just get that clear right now. And I make that clear because, yeah, if someone's causing you intense physical pain, with an action of theirs, I think shooting them might be pretty reasonable. That might stand in court. But that being said, the joking aside there, but not really. And also, since inner ears and sinuses are linked together, I've also had sinus problems my whole life. And so a lot of times when you guys hear that heavy breathing that I'm doing, it's because I struggle to breathe through my nose. And so you're hearing me re-breathe through my mouth to catch my air after talking sometimes. As most of you know, I got really sick. My doctors told me I couldn't train for about 4 years, and I didn't. I was sedentary for 4 years in my early 30s. I spent an entire year in bed, and when I got out of bed, I had to learn to walk again. My doctors told me I wouldn't walk without a cane ever again. They told me I'd probably never lift weights again. Well, I started lifting again. I got permission to compete in powerlifting. After the doctors told me I couldn't walk again, I wanted to squat 500 pounds raw again without wraps. I've done that on camera for you guys more than once now. And I just wanted to compete again to prove my doctors wrong and to prove to myself that I could come back from a fall that hard. I'm not supposed to be able to function as well as I do according to all of my MRIs and laser balance tests and everything my doctors have done. I function about 10 times better than every single test says that I should be able to. And it's not that my medical condition has improved, it's that I have just fought back hard enough against it to overcome it and just deal with it despite having the problems. This is a disease that absolutely devastated my life at one time. And I know there's been a lot of scuttlebutt on the internet, and people have even tried to create videos explaining how they're convinced I don't have it, or whatever people claim to be doctors try to post. Look, your internet diagnoses mean absolutely nothing. I've had two specialists, two ENTs, one of them who was the head of the ENT department at Ben Taub Hospital, and a neurologist. All three of them gave me separate independent diagnoses for having bilateral Meniere's disease, having it in both ears. I'm sorry, I'm going to take the word of three different medical specialists over any jackass or fucktard on the internet. You guys know nothing, absolutely nothing.
If and when our foes
My
come,
medical records
we'll
are pretty
be ready
clear on
for
this
them.
one. I have been debilitated by it in the past. I spent 10 months pretty much in bed as a result of it. Had to take years away from training. And contrary to, again, the rumors out there, I do not receive any medical disability for it currently. I do not receive any government money at all. Like at this moment, I do not receive a single penny of any type for disability, welfare, benefits, nothing like that from any government in the world. None. Zero. And I pay full taxes on everything that I make. So let's get that clear. I'm not faking some disease to get welfare. My medical diagnosis is very, very clear.
If and when our foes
I don't
come,
receive any
we'll be
welfare
ready
from it.
for them.
No disability currently, nothing. Now, a lot of people are going to point out, well, you've got the lactose intolerance issue, yeah, and people who are really lactose intolerant, like me, I can't drink milk. Most protein shakes give me diarrhea also. They give me gas and diarrhea as well. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't drink milk. I can't drink milk. Heart disease, unless you were born with a congenital heart defect like I was, and my heart health is still perfect in spite of that defect, which kills every single man in my family. My cardiologist is always thrilled